Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Saturday, July 15th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got MLB action tonight. We got the Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners. Game number 2, live play-by-play and reactions. First pitch will be here in about roughly 8 minutes. So let's go over some of the photos and the starting lineups. Had to put Miguel Cabrera. He didn't play in game 1, but they're having him DH, obviously, here in game 2. So I figured I'd showcase him and put him on the thumb. The fucking Tigers legend. Future Hall of Famer. And arguably the best pitcher on the Mariners right now, not named Bryce Miller, George Kirby. Let's go. All right, let's go over the starting lineups for the Tigers first. Leading off for Detroit, third baseman Zach McKinstry. Batting second, center fielder Riley Green. Batting third for Detroit, first baseman Spencer Torkelson. Batting fourth and playing right field, Kerry Carpenter. Batting fifth, shortstop, Javier Baez. Batting sixth, the Hall of Famer, DHing for Detroit, Miguel Cabrera. Batting seventh, left fielder, Akil Baddoo. Batting eighth, second baseman, Andy Ibanez. And batting ninth, catcher, Eric Haas. And on the mound, Michael Lorenzen. Let's go into the Mariners now. All right, leading off for Seattle tonight, playing shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Batting third, playing first base, Ty France. Batting cleanup and batting fourth for Seattle, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting fifth, left fielder, Jared Kelenic. Batting sixth, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Batting seventh, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Batting eighth, DHing for Seattle, Mike Ford. And batting ninth, playing second base, Colton Wong. Looking like Ichiro, I see you. And on the mound, our ace, George Kirby. All right, Scott, I do approve of this lineup. This lineup is much better than Castillo's C or D lineup. I would give this lineup, a solid A. So I think we have a very, very good chance to come back and kind of get revenge from yesterday. If you ended up watching yesterday's game, the final score was 5-4, but we never were into this game even from the very, very start. So even though the final score ended up being 5-4, it honestly felt like an 8-4 loss, even though we were able to manufacture some late hits and runs, and we got a late homer from Mike Ford. So definitely ready to get a little bit of payback. We definitely need that. I mean, hell, especially when we're playing the Tigers, right? I mean, come on. Sarah in the building, what's good? How are you? Let's get to 100 in donos. Let's do it. Sauer in the building. What's good, man? We are going to win tonight. You know, I usually don't make statements like that unless I really am pretty confident that not only the pitcher, I feel really good. If it's Bryce or George, I feel, that we can compete with anybody, right? But if we end up getting 5 or 6 runs and George is pitching, Bryce is actually back tomorrow. I don't know, Sauer, if you looked. I always peek ahead and I always look at all the Mariner information, through AAA, through the farm system, through the Mariners Twitter, every Instagram account, all that. And Bryce is fucking back. So we just have to wait for Marco. Marco was 4-1, before he got hurt. So pretty soon we're going to get Marco, and Bryce is back tomorrow. So we have an excellent chance to win today and then beat that ass tomorrow and be able to swoop up 2 wins after that kind of embarrassing loss against the Tigers, even though it was only a 5-4 game. So we'll see where it goes, but definitely excited for the opportunity to get this dub today. Well, we got better pitching today. We got Kirby, right? And we got Bryce Miller, obviously, tomorrow. So we have our best two. And as long as the lineup is similar to this lineup tomorrow, we're going to win tomorrow as well. So, and like I said, I normally am going to always default to Julio on the thumbs. It's always going to go to Julio unless, you know, it ends up being Kirby, Miller, Castillo, or maybe if I want to showcase Woo. But, you know, that's going to be the first person I default on. And I was thinking, oh, I could maybe do the Miguel Cabrera with Julio. But I want to make sure we got some good juju with George Kirby. Not everyone really knows how good he is. Obviously, he made the All-Star game and gave up, a pretty big hit in that opportunity that he got to pitch. But that's all right. You know, at least he got recognized and ended up going to the All-Star game. Megan in the building, how are you? But I really do feel, if we get 5 to 6 runs, and it's pretty much, almost anybody, even Woo or Logan Gilbert, a lot of times, or Castillo, we lose those games with certain guys because we can't get to 5 or 6 runs, right? But if we get to that number and you have a top 2 or top 3 pitcher, or even if you don't, we have pitcher number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, you get 5 or 6 runs, you might give up 4 or 5, but you might end up winning by a run. So, we'll kind of see where it goes, but I'm definitely optimistic. But I think we can actually get this done. What did I do yesterday? Yesterday, I stayed up super late, and then this morning, I ended up finishing up Dexter, obviously the new blood. So that was like the new Dexter series that came out a couple years ago on Showtime for like a 10-episode set, taking place in the Pacific Northwest after Dexter disappeared from Miami. Very good. Like I said, I've been waiting to watch it for years, but just didn't really have access to it. So definitely got access to that. Watch that. I finished The Bear, which obviously has Lip in it, and from Shameless, who's an awesome character. And it shows kind of like what restaurant life is like. Oscar nominated. There's 2 seasons. Season 2 just dropped. Very intense. They label it as a comedy, but it's a fucking drama, and it'll make you cry, and it's very emotional, but it's very, very good on character development. I recommend that if you're looking for something to watch. That's very, very good as well. And then I'll probably get into Picard. They have season 3 that just dropped. I'll probably end up doing that. Yes, I know I am a total nerd. And then I'm going to try to get into a few more. I know Your Honor. There was a new season of that as well. That's another good one. And then my new favorite show that I actually just started today that is on Nat Geo that I even messaged Shep and Chief Will Chief is this show here. And this show here actually is really, really good. Let me see if I can, will it let me pause it? And it's called Never Say Never with Jeff Jenkins. And it's on Nat Geo, and it's really, really good. Obviously you have a brother that loves to travel, and he's a little bit bigger, obviously of an individual. And, he doesn't, shy away from the fact that he knows that, he's a bigger dude. And he says that, there's not a lot of representation of bigger brothers, that are out traveling the world. And I totally agree. And he's got a really humble, just really good personality. And he does a lot of things that kind of put him out of his comfort zone. So the first episode was New Zealand. Second episode was Japan. He's in Thailand now. I think the episodes are roughly an hour, but they are very, very good. His brother even comes along to do some of the challenges with him. So they get to kind of immerse themselves in the culture. But the guy is, like a traveling blogger. And he got this opportunity with Nat Geo for them to follow him, on his journey to kind of represent for a plus size brother, that can travel the world and do things that people think that he can't do. Like climb mountains and, whitewater rafting and just doing these kind of events. And he even did sumo, and he's very insecure about like taking his shirt off. Says he's never taken his shirt off, really in front of anybody because he's so insecure about his body, and then ends up, going to this particular place in Japan and does end up, does the sumo match. Is he going to wear the shirt? Not. And it's very cool to be able to see someone kind of be vulnerable, put themselves out there like that. But it's very, very cool because you get to see some amazing scenery across the world. And anytime I can see stuff like that, then obviously, you know what that's about, baby. You know, I love anything to do with water. I'm all about that. So, and we're going to be getting started here in just a moment. But I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Yeah, we need run support really bad for sure. Is it good? I mean, everyone usually typically is. You know, and obviously we know Tom Cruise a lot of times will do a lot of his own stunts and whatnot. Not sure really about the whole Scientology thing that they got going on with him and a lot of other individuals, but beyond the Scientology part, you know, he does make good movies. That's big facts. What's good, bro? What's good? How are you? And I'm definitely excited for the opportunity here today to get this dub. And I honestly feel that we are going to win today. Kirby on the mound, McKinstry in the box. 2-2 count. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Northwest Sports Fanatics proudly brings to you its #1 Canadian Mariners fan in the world. It's your boy, Lauren. What's good? How's everybody doing today? Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing really good, man. For all things considered, it's hot as hell here in Oregon. I don't even want to say. I don't think it hit 100, but I think it hit 95, something like that. I'm gonna check right now. Let's take a peek. 95. I hit it right on the dot. McKenzie strikes out swinging catcher Cal Raleigh. First baseman Ty France, 1 away. See you later, McKinstry. Next up for the Tigers, center fielder Riley Green. First pitch, that was a ball, and that sinker, another sinker called strike, 1-1 count. Come on, baby. Let's go, M's. Yeah, I appreciate, Lauren, you helping out on the Twitter side and whatnot. Usually Cyberpunk and Sarah will do that as well, so I appreciate you guys. Four-seam fastball. Got him! Riley Green strikes out swinging. 2 outs. George Kirby. Okay, so like I said, when we end up having our guys doing, you know, George Kirby stuff, and, you know, you can get 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings, 5 out of 6 guys. You know, I think that maybe we're going to be trying to pace that way, but as many strikeouts as fucking possible, that's what we're going to be looking for. So obviously 2 Ks already. Let's try to get a third one here. He's the real deal, Holyfield. Right now, while she's inside, I'm going to do a little walk around the block to explore. The hustle and bustle is real. The motorbikes are moving. People are just going everywhere. This is definitely organized pandemonium. 2-1 count for Spencer Torkelson. Swinging strike on that 4-seam fastball. 2-2 count. As many Ks as possible for George Kirby. I mean, of course, the goal for Kirby and Miller is always going to be like 10. You know, that's really going to be the magic number that we're going to be trying to get to. So don't know if we'll be able to get that number, but I mean, a lot of times, you know, if Kirby or Miller is going to be out there, we'll be able to get there, or at least pretty damn close. So yeah. Yeah, it's hot as hell, man. That is good question. I think it depends on the way the flow of the game goes, but I would assume it'll be Munoz and Seawald. because we have our A lineup. So I would assume that. Spencer Torkelson flies out to right field. Teoscar Hernandez, 3 outs. There we go. Nice start. Like I said, I always hope that George can get like 2 or 3, Ks in that first inning. But I know sometimes that's not realistic. But if a guy's your 1 or your 2, I mean, it definitely is possible. And it's exciting because Miller's been out on the injured list for a little bit, and he's going to be back tomorrow. So I want to be able to go back to back. I want to be able to get the dub today after that cheap loss yesterday when we didn't play well, even though we lost by 1 run, but it really felt like we lost by 4 or 5, or maybe it's just me. And then I have the utmost confidence in Kirby. Again, I think that him and Miller are our best 2 pitchers. And if I had to choose between, Miller, Kirby, and Castillo, I'm going to go Miller and Kirby. I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I think that they obviously have the youth on their side, and obviously they're a little bit more consistent, I feel. And I know Miller, it's a little bit more brand new. Kirby's from last year. Castillo's a little bit more, seasoned. But again, he hasn't really been that great for us. He hasn't really been that great. I mean, we expect a lot more from him. That's big facts. And then tomorrow we got New Hampshire, and that particular race will be on early, like at 11:30 or noon. But since Bryce Miller is pitching, we'll probably end up doing that game, and I think that's at like 1:30. So. All right, leading off for the Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, first baseman Ty France. Let's go fucking JP. None of this 0 for 4, 0 for 5 shit. We're going to need you today. Let's go. 4-seam fastball takes a ball. Come on, baby. Chop foul. 1-1 count. Come on, JP. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got a King Griffey Jr., old school gray. That was my first Mariner jersey that I ended up getting. I actually got it from Japan because a lot of the Mariner jerseys, they won't have the number in the front. They'll just have it like Mariners or Seattle in the front. And the jerseys that have like the 24 under the Seattle and on the back of the jersey, I mean, just it looks a lot better. So I'm always looking as a collector to be able to find the best of the best. So called the strike on that changeup, 2-2 count. Change up for a ball. Count is full. 3-2 count. Come on, baby. Come on, JP. And JP can take a walk if needed. Megan with a tenner. Not sure how long I'll be here for. Yeah, wow. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see either now or later if you decide to come back. I don't really know. Obviously you want to be able to do some me time, but I do appreciate you coming in and showing love and support. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. JP Crawford walks, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Bang, bang. $10 holla. 90 to go to hit the goal. Let's get there. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very, very much. $10 holla. Let's get to a hundo. And let me know if you want photos now, photos later, whatever you're looking at. I got you. You know that. All right, JP's on first. Good start for us here. And like I said, I normally I'm not going to be confident that I think we're going to end up, winning. But if it's Kirby or Miller, I find it kind of hard to believe that we're going to end up losing, those games. But again, if we have Miller or Kirby pitching and we don't get 5 runs, then yeah, we can definitely fucking lose. So sure, I can do that. Absolutely. All right. Should we start off? Where do you want me to start off on? You want me to start off on Kraken and then work my way to the Seahawks? You want me to do something like that? I can kind of do a little bit of both. Little Pete on USC, little Pete on Seahawks. Give you a little hack. I got you. Appreciate you. 1-2 count. when I got done with Mayans MC, I watched that. Yeah, so I'm really trying to get through a lot of the shows. Especially if I can end up watching something in a full season, and I can sit there and watch 8 to 10 episodes straight. I might have to stay up super late or continue it the next day, but it'll be worth it. But I appreciate you. Julio with a 1-2 count. Swinging strike blocked. See ya later, Julio. Come on, man. Strikes out swinging. Come on, Julio. Julio. Next up for the Mariners, first baseman, Ty France. Come on, Ty. Let's go, baby. Takes a ball. 1-0 count. Come on, Ty. Ty France grounds into a double play. Third baseman Zach McKinstry to second baseman Andy Ibanez to first baseman Spencer Torkelson. JP Crawford out at third. Ty France out at first. 1, 2, 3. Grounded out into a DP double play. Come on, Ty. That's not what we wanted. What was that? But again, I guess we have to expect that. We got to expect it. I mean, I don't want to have to expect things to go like that, but I'm hoping we can end up getting some hits and runs within the first 4 innings. And again, the magic number is to usually get more than 4 or 5 hits, and you got to get over 5 runs. I mean, that's ultimately what we need to do. All right. It's crazy. A lot of the streaming sites that were doing the Mariners, they were actually showing what other matchup was it? The Baltimore matchup with the Miami Marlins. I was like, okay, I know that you had that on that particular channel early before the game starts, right? But when the Mariner game starts, right, no matter who it is, Tigers or Braves or Yankees, whoever they're playing, switch the game over when the game is starting. Don't wait and finally figure it out after like an inning or two and like, oh, maybe I should have flipped it over here. Come on, streaming sites. Be better, but everything's good now. Everything is good now. Yeah, don't worry. He'll end up getting something good for us today. I have a good feeling. I didn't put him on the thumb today, but I feel pretty good that we'll get a single double, something like that, a little single cheeseburger, double cheeseburger. Hey, maybe we'll end up getting a dinger. Maybe he'll go yard today. We'll find out. There you go. I mean, sometimes it's not worth it with sending it back. And if they're going to give you the runaround, I mean, it just depends on how bad it is. Now, if it's like the letters are coming off, yeah, like the Vin Scully. But if it's just like the stitching, you can always repair that. If you got good fingers, good technique, or you got someone that's really good with the sewing and whatnot too. No problem. I got you anytime. You know how much I appreciate you. Sarah with $1. You know how much I appreciate you too. We go through this journey and we battle it out. Day in, day out, good days, bad days, ugly days. Bang, 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 bang. I appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, Rex on Rex, Cactus Jack. $1 holla, and every dollar matters. We know that. Damn right. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see. 11 doll hairs. Let's get to a hundo. Hey, he'll be in the running. I think that he will actually get a lot of looks because when DK or Lockett is doubled up. I mean, if he's in the slot or the outside, it's going to be very hard to kind of keep up with him. And I don't know what we're talking about touchdown wise. I mean, I would assume probably 4 to 8 touchdowns for JSN. And then he has a really good chance to get 800 to 1,200 yards. Oh my God! Back, gone. Are you kidding me? You got him, Kirby. What? Kerry Carpenter again? He went yard yesterday. Can't we just end this? 1-0 Tigers. He did the same thing yesterday. Come on. Oh, I guess that doesn't make me feel as bad for the Castillo one. But again, Kirby is more about location than, top end speed like Miller, Castillo, and Wu. So that hurts. Damn it. But on the bright side of it all, right? On the bright side of it all, it was only a solo shot. So it's not hurt. It doesn't hurt us as bad as a 2-run shot like yesterday or a 3. So Megan with a 5er. Appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm happy that ended up working out for you. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $5 holla. Appreciate you. More photos on the way. More photos on the way. What is that? What is that from? What is that, like Amazon Prime, Hulu, Netflix? Educate me a little bit. Yeah, but the lineup is good. Sometimes, with service, right? Sometimes the lineup is going to be really, really good, right? And obviously, we know we sometimes have a shit ass lineup where it's not good. Today's lineup is good. So, yeah, there's a chance where we're not going to get a whole lot out of Cal Raleigh and Colton Wong, but maybe they can manufacture walks or get hit by a pitch. There are other crafty ways to be able to win the game. So, and don't worry, we will. We're winning this game. I wouldn't be confident like that. We're winning today, and we're going to win tomorrow. We're gonna do it. We're not gonna keep losing to the fucking Tigers. We got this. $16. Let's get to a hundo. Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be wrong. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's a lot of expectations. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumors. There's going to be a lot of opinions. But a lot of times we don't really know until the season starts. Same thing with like Geno Smith, right? No one thought, even Seahawks fans, I think Seahawks fans hoped that he would be better than Russell, or at least, on that same level or slightly below. But like at least the Seahawks would be relevant. And he ended up being much, much better. And it shows that they have been doing a good job there the last couple of years when they were on the hot seat. So, and then with the Kraken, obviously with Hack, sometimes it's just the right group of players and the right group of coaches, and you just come together and you build something special. And I feel like the Kraken have done that. And we're going to try to follow in Vegas's footsteps. That's who we need to follow. Someone that's new, someone that goes to playoffs a lot, and someone that can make a deep run to go to a Stanley, and then eventually win one. So. Top of the second, Miguel Cabrera in the box. Okay, I'll get you some Jordan Walker. Let me do that here real quick. Kirby, 0-1 pitch is outside, 1-1 count. Jordan Walker. I'm glad that I got to see him in Seattle before they sent him down prematurely, which they shouldn't have ever even done that to begin with. But, it is what it is, I guess, right? Let me get you one more. Miguel Cabrera, 1-2 count. Top of the second. 1-0 Tigers. Come on, Colton. Nice hit by Cabrera. That's why they have him DHing. Top of the second, runner at first, one away. George Kirby giving up a home run already. Not a good sign, but as long as we get run support, that's really the main thing. Can we just get run support for our guy who's our ace that can get 10 Ks in the game? And normally he's going to start off very, very strong, but sometimes we'll give up some homers. It shit happens, right? Beautiful Jordan Walker there, even with the Cardinal logo. I got you. Appreciate you. Jordan Love, average. I think that there's a lot of weapons around him where they could succeed and win, 8, 9, 10 games. but there's no guarantee that they're going to beat out the Vikings or maybe even the Lions, who are on the up and up. I would assume the Vikings will be the divisional favorite. Got him at first, 2 away. Oh wow, double play, huh? Nice. But I really feel that there are some pieces of his game that are good, but I don't think anyone really knows just yet. We have to see how the O-line does, see how the defense helps him out. There's definitely going to be throws that he can make that will make you scratch your head and be like, wow. But then there's also going to be terrible plays where he gives up pick sixes, and you're like, why do they have this guy? This was the replacement after Aaron Rodgers. So we'll see. But I don't expect the Packers to make the playoffs. And in reality, they should probably finish second or third in the division. For me, personally, I would hope that we get the Lions to finish in first, Vikings in second, Packers in third, and then Bears in fourth. Or hell, even have the Bears leapfrog the Packers, but that's not going to happen because their team's not good enough yet. So, but Packers will probably end up getting second or third. I would be shocked if the Packers ended up getting first place with Jordan Love, but it is possible, with who they have at coach and the supporting cast. So I know, Paisley. Dad's got to work. Okay. And I promise I'll snug and we'll hang out, and I'll hang out with you. I promise. I love you. Oh, really? Oh, cool. I'm definitely going to watch then. Yeah. Anyone that has any good recommendations on shows and whatnot, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Apple Plus. I mean, I'm all over the place. And if it's something new, and I do like, obviously I like my cartoons, and I like, Nat Geo, History, Discovery, Discovery Channel. I like all the, programs that will tease my brain and I'll learn something. And I love seeing, Swamp People and Wicked Tuna, where I can see like water, or this, obviously Jeff Jenkins' new show on Nat Geo, where I see people, go around the world and explore, so I can kind of sightsee while I see them kind of narrate and whatnot and do these amazing things across the world. But yeah, I'm always down for a new show for sure. Elliot in the building. What's good, man? I've missed you. How are you? Yeah. Well, you already know, though, Yager and Lemieux are 2 of 2, 1 of 1. You're not going to replicate those guys ever again, unfortunately. It's crazy too. I ended up finding in one of my boxes while I was doing the move, I found a Mario Lemieux starting lineup that I got from like '94, and I never opened it. And I was like, oh, there's the Mario, because I didn't have a whole lot of hockey starting lineups. Like, I'm only talking like maybe 1 or 2. But of course, if I was going to get one, it would have been for Gretzky or Lemieux. Those were obviously the guys. So, all right, bottom of the second, 1-0. Tigers. Teoscar popped up. And do you want me to, for your second donor, do you want me to throw up some of the players on the Kraken instead of the coaches, some of the rookies from the Seahawks? You let me know. Like I said, it's always good to get representation of, some of those special pieces that you have, and kind of get the names out there. It's not often you're going to be able to showcase Kraken or Mariner or Seattle Seahawk players. So, Cyber in the building. What's good, man? How are you? You're just a workaholic, man. You're like Durs and everyone else. You're just a workaholic, always working, 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 man. How are you? It's always good to be able to get the mods. Like me and Sarah have had the conversation. We know a lot of people have been busy. We know a lot of people have been working. We know a lot of people have been vacationing. We know a lot of people, have been just busy. And it is kind of a slower part of the season, because we know not everyone likes basketball. Not everyone likes NASCAR or baseball. I get it. The best time of year is going to be football season, which will start next month, whether it's preseason or not in college football. So from August till February will be pretty good. But then obviously when you get into March to kind of maybe like July, sometimes there's a little bit of a dead zone. I mean, there are sports that are still going on. But I mean, if we're talking about the best time of year, it's when football season starts, and then everything else is, starting as well. And then baseball wraps up obviously in October. So, but we've missed you, man. Like I said, and I figured you've been really, really busy. But we were just talking about how we miss, doing freestyle streams. I just, we can't get the same group of mods that we had last year, where we could have, maybe 10 people or 15 people, a small amount, but still have a great time. I would love to be able to do that again at some point, but we're just not there yet. But for the time being, I'm just doing games and grinding it out. We've struggled. It's been a little bit challenging in 2023 to say the least. I mean, it's a lot of people aren't showing up. A lot of people are not present. For different reasons. And it's okay. But I just miss everybody so much, and especially when you put your blood, sweat, and tears into a dream like this. You always want to at least be able to continue to do the dream. And we've had some streams where we've hit our goal, right? But we've had some where we haven't even hit 20, haven't even hit 10. I mean, where some of them we were sitting at like, very, 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 very low. But we just try to keep it moving, know that tomorrow is another day to keep grinding it out. But I'll tell you what, if dreams were easy, everyone would do it. And it definitely isn't easy. It'll fuck with you a little bit. And I mean, I just want to be able to fucking survive. I want to be able to live. I want to be able to pay bills. I want to be able to fucking eat. And it's been getting to the point where I haven't really been able to do a lot of those things. So hopefully we can end up getting the group back together. Your boy would like to eat something other than top ramen or cup of noodles. That's not a good thing to be able to wake up and try to be positive all day and just know that you can't even fucking survive. You know what I'm saying? Bottom of the second, end of the second, 1-0 Tigers. Okay, I got you. But good to see you in the room, brother. We miss you. Still the strongest supporter on the channel based off dollar amount and support. And I really, really do appreciate you, everyone in the room. They got the beer starting pitchers. Stink, he says. Best starting pitchers. Beer. Yeah, that's what I figured. Best, not beat. Beer. Spell cheek. Your typing is not a milli. And you were saying that you're just, and you're not working. Are you working nights? Are you working days and nights now, or are you just doing days? Because I know we were on a different schedule. Obviously, you were doing nights last year and whatnot. So I know you're just grinding away. But sometimes, even if we can't get to, the goal, it's always nice to be able to just conversate and then be able to, have the goats talk within, themselves and also with me. And, and sometimes I feel bad too, because, I'm grinding it out. And it's just like pretty much, there's people watching from whether it's the United States, Twitter, around the globe. But sometimes, we'll have even a decent amount of people in the room, 20 or 30, but a lot of people aren't talking, whether that means that, they're in Japan or they just don't want to talk. But you would think that if you have a certain amount of people in the room that you can at least conversate and talk. But, sometimes it'll just be like me and Sarah talking to each other, which is kind of unfortunate. We'd like to be able to interact with everybody, but, it is what it is. The Owen Hart tournament. Oh, nice. Oh, I totally forgot. Collision. Collision is today. Forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Days. Is your guy that like spilled all that stuff that you tried getting a job, is he still there, or did he get fired or quit? The one that was spilling all the product and you had to clean it up. Oh, nice. You are? Hell yeah, dude. Top of the third, 1-0 Tigers. Come on, Kirby. All right, let me get some Seahawk representation on here. Come on, Kirby. Oh, it meant a lot. Are we kidding? Let me just go through these one more time for you, and then I'll make room and put some more up. Chop foul. That's a cool one. Broken bat to tie, one away. Haas in the box. That's a cool photo. I like that. That gets me amped up for football, regardless if you like the Seahawks or not. It's football, man. Popped up. 2 away. Good job, Julio. Good defense. Top of the third, 1-0 Tigers. But this will be one of the top rookies that, regardless if you followed him at Ohio State or not. I mean, it's going to be the same thing with like Chris Olave with the Saints. There's going to be a lot of hype. And I think that if someone does get hurt, DK or Lockett, he'll show you how good he is. If someone gets nicked up for a couple games and he ends up being the number 2 when Lockett gets promoted to the 1, for example, if DK sprains an ankle and is out for 2 weeks, they're not going to be in big trouble. Of course, it's not going to be the same without all 3 of them. But definitely, he'll show that he's got flashes of greatness. Ohio State players typically do. So the noob master is still there. The noob popped up. Back to the wall. Over the wall. Ground rule double. Damn it. Fucking McKinstry. Come on, George. Settle in, baby. Settle in. Next up, center fielder Riley Green. Yeah, I mean, I would assume, best case scenario for them, 10 wins, but they're on Hard Knocks, so that'll probably notch them down 1 or 2. But I would assume a fair assessment for the Jets would be 7 to 10 wins. At 7 if everything goes wrong and everyone gets hurt, they start losing guys on the D line again, and Sauce gets hurt maybe, or maybe Brees or Garrett Wilson, get nicked up. Maybe worst case scenario, maybe 7. Realistic scenario, maybe 8 or 9 wins, 8 or 9 or 9 and 8. And then best case scenario, everything goes right. Everything. We're talking 10 and 7, 11 and 6. But that's also assuming that Miami is not going to be good and they have problems. And obviously they get second place, to Buffalo in the division. But, we'll see. I'm not really thinking they're going to be that good. I mean, Rodgers is a name, but if you don't have time, he's not going to be able to go through his progressions, even if he has a quick release. Oh, he's going home. Get him. Safe at home. Damn it. 2-0 Tigers. Damn it. I'm going to get a Devin Witherspoon up here for you, too. Well, 2-0, even with Kirby pitching. That's not good. Spencer Torkelson fouls it off. Come on, Mariners. Can't be losing to this bullshit Tigers team. Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. Appreciate you. Torkelson up now. Top of the third, 2-0 Detroit. Runner at first, 2 away. Torkelson, 228 average, 12 homers, 45 ribbies for the up-and-coming stud. God, I just wish he didn't give up this early hits and runs, but force out at second. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third, baby. Damn right, he ain't no Tom Brady. And like I said, if all those people got hyped when Brett Favre came, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, even when they went to the Vikings, you knew he had something there, but you have to put it all together. And obviously, that's when we had the incident, obviously with the Saints when they tried to injure him. in the playoffs at that particular point. And if that didn't happen, who's to say that they don't, create a little magic for themselves, possibly making it to the Super Bowl and maybe doing some magic then. But I am not on the Aaron Rodgers, Aaron train. I definitely think that he still has talent. He's a Hall of Famer. There's amazing pieces with Garrett Wilson, who could end up being a regular top 10, top 15 receiver. Breece Hall, a lot of up-and-coming expectations. Awesome running back, but tore his knee last year. Sauce is already a top 5 corner. So, I mean, there's potential, but let's keep it real. You can't have 5 guys on offense and 4 on defense and think that you're going to be able to compete with 9 out of 22 guys that are starting. It's not going to work. I mean, you're going to be able to score on some teams and you're going to be able to compete with some, but you're going to get your ass kicked in a lot of the other games as well, especially if Aaron doesn't have time to go through his progressions, even with his lightning fast release. And that is facts. Oh, absolutely. I'm a nerd, so I already knew about those like 2 years ago. They were already teasing it that they were going to do it. Obviously, the Eagles and the Seahawks probably have better looking colors. The Houston Oilers for like the throwback style. It kind of reminds me of Tennessee Volunteers, but I do think it's cool. It's something different. It's something new. It's not our, regular jersey, but it definitely gives you that throwback in the 70s and 80s and the early mid 90s. Until they stopped wearing those jerseys. And, I own a Doug Williams creamsicle orange. So, I like the white version of the jersey better. I like the white version of the jersey better if they had white with like the creamsicle numbers, but the creamsicle definitely stands out. And some people like them, because they're swaggy looking and they're unusual. And they look like college. Some people think they're ugly, and that's totally understandable. I don't look good in orange, and I don't think very many people do. Orange is one of those colors. I mean, unless you pair it with black and it's Halloween or Oregon State Beavers, then we're talking. But just the simple color of orange doesn't really look good on everyone like a black or a white or maybe a green or a blue or a red. You know what I mean? I did see that. I did see that. Raleigh flipped to first, one away. Chief in the building. What's good? I had to end up messaging you and Shep about that show. Never Say Never with Jeff Jenkins, And like I said, I think that you'll really like it because for me, I don't care if someone is white or black or Mexican or Asian, Australian, from South America. It don't matter where the person is from. If I like, the presentation of the show and it's real and it's raw and, he seems like a very, very genuine dude. And it's really cool. They start off the first episode in like New Zealand. So if you're looking for a new show to watch, and it's kind of like a traveling show, but he's kind of a bigger dude. So he wanted to be able to show people that you can be a bigger brother, travel the world. Not a lot of brothers, he kind of has like this traveling vlog thing, but he got the deal with Nat Geo. And he does like whitewater rafting, and he's kind of a big boy. So he's climbing up these fucking mountains. And I don't know exactly what he weighs, but I would assume it's over 3 bills, 3 to 4 bills. So I mean, he's a bigger boy, but he's got a great personality. And he says, until you get out of your comfort zone, you're not living. And I really admire that, and like I said, they go to Vietnam, Japan. Fucking first episode is in New Zealand. Super dope. It just came out. Brand new show on Nat Geo. So if you're just looking for something new to watch other than a regular show, I would highly recommend it. I love it. I love it, man. I'm addicted to the show. $10 holla. We've been struggling, just keeping it real. We've been 2023 has not been kind to me. It's been very bad, honestly. But I'm still grinding. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still, keeping it moving. And we're getting closer to football season, and then hopefully there'll be a spike, at that particular point. But it's always good to be able to get the mods in the room rather than not have any of the mods in the room or just like Sarah. We want to have people that talk to Sarah rather than just me and Sarah talking to each other. So that is big facts. What's good with you, bro? Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $10 holla. Let me know what you want to see for photos. I can get you some Chief photos. I got you. Old is the new again. I figured. Yes. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Very, very much. And like I said, we understand, sometimes there's going to be limited people. Sometimes, we're not going to hit the goal. But at least, you'd feel good if we get like half of the goal. But then there's been some where we've gotten literally nothing. and that's a terrible fucking feeling when you have so much blood, sweat, and tears invested, plus with the Jordan rookie. And then I'm doing like 4 hours, an hour of prep, making the thumb, grinding it out for 3-4 hours, and then you're at nothing, zero. So it definitely fucking humbles you because we got to a point where we were hitting like 100 to 200 every day for 6 months, and then you go from that to zero or like five, and that's a fucking shitty feeling. I don't give a shit what anyone says, you know what I mean? Like I'm always trying to improve the thumbs, improve the background, scoreboard, all that, and anytime you put something, all your love and passion into something, and it's not like I expect to be at like 100 or 500 a night, but I definitely don't expect to be at fucking zero, especially when we're putting in so much time and energy. But it is what it is, and when you have a day like that, you can't hang on to it too long and just grind it out and hope that the next day ends up being a little bit better. But that's honestly where we've been at, and sometimes we'll even have really rough streams a couple days in a row. Sometimes 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. It's heartbreaking, so even if people can't donate, for a lot of y'all, if you guys are mods, if you guys could make an effort to come through and you just even stop by, even if it's just not for a long period of time, I think it would definitely boost the morale on the channel and obviously get more newbies to join, because if we can't even get the mods to show up on a regular basis, then why the hell would someone new to the channel show up unless they really, really enjoy Sarah or me or some of the people in the room? So, and I get people are very fucking busy. I totally get it, but we definitely miss you. And we definitely would like to be able to get the crew back together. It's been a long fucking time where we've had the mod gang in the building. We can't even fucking do freestyle streams anymore because we don't get anybody to fucking show up, and that's kind of heartbreaking too, because those are some of the, my favorite streams where we can just, pizza, fucking food, cars, wrestlers, whatever the hell we want to go over, movie stars, rappers, singers, whatever it is. And we don't really get to do that anymore. And I definitely would, but it's not going to be anytime soon, I don't think. So $26. Let's get to a hundo. Yeah, much, much appreciated. We appreciate you. Tariq's numbers were better for some. I mean, if we're just keeping it real, most of Tariq's stats numbers were better, but obviously Sauce Gardner, the nickname, how he did at Cincinnati, locking that, side of the field down, and obviously getting a little bit more love in pub. He was more of the showcase guy. So I obviously think that it could have been like a with both of them or Tariq, but obviously we know there's politics in sports, and that was a politicking pick to me. Again, now we can see is Tariq going to be able to do it again? We obviously assume Sauce will be able to do it based off his skill set, but will Tariq Woolen be able to do it again? And then once he can prove he can do it 2 to 3 years in a row, then we're going to start seeing his name in the top 10 rankings of corners, but I don't think he's there just yet. Even though he deserves to be, stats say he is, but again, the media and the fans that aren't Seahawks, they have no idea how good he is. Most people, across, don't watch Seahawk games really. Let's be honest. I mean, if you're in the Pacific West Coast or on the West Coast, you're watching Chargers, Raiders, Niners, Seahawks. But if you're in the Midwest or you're on the East Coast, unless your team is playing Seattle, you probably don't really know a whole lot about the team besides, Geno getting a little bit of love and DK. DK is probably the most, famous one that, people kind of take a peek in fantasy and see what he can do. So. Yeah, I think you're going to, and like I said, I wouldn't recommend it to you and Shep unless I didn't think that you guys would really enjoy it. And it's really good views, mountains, water. He's always doing all this like adventurous stuff, but he's a bigger dude. So I definitely can see where he's coming from. He's definitely kind of scared and apprehensive, of some of these things. But again, he says you can't really get out of your shell and you're not really living your life until you get out of your comfort zone. And I really respect him for that. And then he has a brother who's not as big as him, but he's a little bit bigger of a brother as well. And sometimes even the bro will come. He's got kids and job and everything. And another bat broken there. Got him 2 away. And then sometimes the brother will even join him on, different like challenges and whatnot. Pretty cool. Yeah. Well, it's going to happen. Some stuff like that can be fabricated. Sometimes we'll see things, on video, sometimes put out of context, or sometimes it'll just be something that we read on Twitter or Instagram or social media. And a lot of times when we read things, we just assume it's true, and that's kind of a scary thing now, just to assume just because we read something, that it's true. And a lot of times it is fabricated or it's not the complete truth. So, yes. Yes, I watched that show. I mean, there's other ones that I like a little bit more, like The Unexplained with William Shatner, and then the other one, the Mysteries one with Lawrence Fishburne. But The Proof is Out There is pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult, and I'm in the process of a move too. Julio diving, So I mean, all I want to do is just to be able to hang out with the goats. I just want to be able to live. I want to be able to, pay rent, pay bills, actually be able to eat food. And it's literally got to the point where, am I going to be able to eat today? And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I mean, if people don't show up and if we're not getting cash out, here and there, and I'm only getting, something once a month, I mean, you tell me like how many people could actually survive getting paid once a month and they're not really getting anything in between. It's very hard to be able to live that way unless you got, money saved up. But if you don't, you know what I mean? Like I haven't heard too many people that can survive off a couple dollars for a few weeks. It's not really plausible. So that's facts. Yes. History Channel. It's the best. I will check. $2 holla. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $2 holla. Let me know what you want to see, and I got you. Appreciate you. 2-0 Tigers, top of the fourth, runner at first, 2 outs. Kirby's wheeling and dealing, and it's kind of the same type of thing happened with Castillo yesterday as well. But we just need to make sure we manufacture runs. And like I said, we were very hot going into the break. And these last 2 games, we're right back where we were at the beginning of the year, where we can't fucking hit and we can't get home runs. And if you can't get 5 hits and 5 runs in a game, you're not going to win very many games, and you can be playing shitty teams like the Tigers and still lose. And it shows you this is what's kind of going on with us. We need to get back into that groove, but we don't have enough quality hitters on the team. And that is big facts. 28 doll hairs. Let's get to a hundo. Well, including you, including me, including everyone. No one knew. No one knew Abraham Lucas was going to be good. No one knew Tariq Woolen. The only thing that we knew for sure is if you watch college football, Michigan State, you knew Kenneth Walker III would be good. Eventually, he was going to be the guy like Breece Hall on the Jets. You knew Kenneth Walker III was going to be good. And we knew Charles Cross would be good. We knew that. Everyone knew that. If you know football, you knew. If you actually follow the league and follow college football, it was a very unlikely chance that those guys were going to bust. We saw how great they were at college. It looked like it would translate to the pro level. It did. And that's what makes, drafting so special. It's those other guys, that feed off the others, and then they end up making a name out of themselves when we had no expectations. So even if you only had 2 guys that did good in last year's draft, that would have been a success. But then you had 4. And that's what took you guys to the next level with Geno. Add that's 5. And you have 5 pieces that did better than anyone anticipated. And then you rode that all the way to the playoffs. So that's big facts. Hard times, man. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You're the man, dude. I appreciate you. And there's a reason why Cyberpunk is the #1 donator to the channel. For a long time, we had Nate the Great, making some big donos. Rest in peace. Obviously Holly and Cyber held it down, for a good chunk. And I'm just really grateful that, even though we might have had 7 or 8 heavy hitters, in the room at a consistent basis last year, and, maybe this year it's not that way. Shit changes, shit happens. But one thing is for sure, the people that do care about me and care about my mental health and Paisley and my well-being, I am going to be moving out here in a couple days. So we'll see with the whole Paisley thing. And, I've been doing a lot of moving at that place, trying to get things cleared out for my toy collection and also my living space and to be able to get set up. I got Ziply ordered for Monday, getting the gig. And then I'm getting my dad to come by on Tuesday to bring the couch and the lazy boy, and then I'll be there. But Cyberpunk, man, I don't know what I would be able to do without you, bro. And like I said, it's just like it's gotten to the point where you just want to be able to like you got a bill due, and you just want to be able to pay it, or you want to eat food. I mean, I don't think anyone fucking wakes up in the morning, and be like, oh, I can't wait to eat fucking Topper ramen, a cup of noodle or it's like, yeah, it's cool. Maybe you eat it like one time, and then maybe like next week or a couple days later, but it's not something where like I'm nibbling on fucking cheese and fucking eating cereal. And sometimes you like to be able to have some options, and I've been definitely eating healthier. I don't need to go into McDonald's or Domino's and just like pig out that way, but it would be nice to be able to get some like fruits, and when you want to eat healthy, shit is fucking expensive. That is big fact. Cyberpunk with a very casual $500 dono. Bang, 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 bang. Man, we haven't had something like that in a long, long time. And let me tell you, well, besides the four that you did last month, and then the many hundreds of dollars that you do usually, typically every month. And I'll tell you what, if I didn't have you, I would be fucked. Bottom line, this year, Cyberpunk has literally prevented me from being evicted, for letting me being able to, keep my mental health at a good spot, to be able to spend time with Paisley so that way I can actually, take her to get her nails trimmed. I mean, I don't buy anything for myself. Literally, I have not bought any toys, nothing, because I can't afford it, but I'm trying to work 7 days a week. And let me tell you, when you're working 7 days a week and you're putting all your blood, sweat, and tears, and you end up at zero, and then you do another stream and you end up at zero, and then you end up at another stream and you're at five, it makes you kind of want to cry. I'm not going to give up, you know what I mean? But it's just getting the right support and getting the right people in the room at the right time, but also knowing it's summer and we're in a dead zone. Not everyone likes fucking NASCAR, baseball, hockey, and basketball. I can't force that on anybody, but we have to also keep doing content. And I wish the NFL had content to do, but there's just not a whole lot going on. But one thing is for damn sure, I am incredibly blessed, and we are blessed to be able to have someone that is this fucking generous, just like Holly Hundo, just like Shep, just like Nate the Great, rest in peace, to do something very above and beyond. Thank you so much, man. It's been so hard. I mean, like I said, even, trying to pay rent, it's like you got the Cash App stuff, and then you got like the actual YouTube, right? And I haven't even been able to pay rent, this year based on what I've been able to get from YouTube. Last year, no problem. We'd probably get double the rent. And, like I said, just to kind of give an idea of like how things have been, what I mean? It's been fucking horrific. But again, definitely keep going. You stay positive, and then sometimes you end up getting blessed with something like that. So, I mean, thank you so much, man. You have no idea. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, Cactus Jack. So it looks like I'll be doing pictures for Cyberpunk for the next 2 years. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very, very much. Yeah, and it's just, and like I said, I always love being able to give back, and I haven't been able to do that. I really do appreciate all the work Sarah's been able to do, and it's just been kind of heartbreaking for both of us, to be very honest. And hopefully we can end up getting more and more of the regulars on together, and then we're able to grow. I'll be doing more content, maybe in the morning or afternoon, because I won't have anybody that I have to share the room with. And then on top of that, maybe reaction videos, maybe YouTube shorts. I don't think I would actually go down the realm of TikTok. I really don't like that app at all, but if it gets to a point where if I'm doing shorts and I'm actually getting some good momentum, I might consider it just for football stuff, just like little 30-second football takes or something, to do, top 5 for fantasy or whatever it is. But I probably would stick to YouTube shorts, uploads, reaction videos first, and just doing videos like that, and then doing the live streams on top of that as well. So, Yeah, I mean, we got to get over 20K. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, we already know that the tube doesn't help me at all. So we're going to really need the support of the people in the room, the newbies. And anytime we end up getting, recommended, we have people raid the channel. We have to take advantage of every opportunity like that to be able to see if we can get people to sub, but also for those subs to stick. So that way that they come back and they're not doing it just to do it, or to look good for their other host. They actually, interact with us in the room and realize, hey, this other channel might be my regular, but hey, these guys over here at NWSF, I kind of like these guys. So that's big facts. Cyber is the damn goat. 520. I can't even remember the last time we've been. Yeah, it's something like that. That's a lot better than zero. And I don't know how many $0 to $5 days we've had this week, but it's definitely been more than a couple. So thank you so much, man. Always representing the Chiefs Kingdom. Absolutely. Yeah, and you've been doing great too, Megan. Like I said, there's certain people that always will come through whenever they can, and they're gonna, do everything that they can if they have a bond with me or with the people in the room. And you guys know who you are, for the people that do that. But again, even for people that don't have the funds, I still would just love to be able to have Holly in the room. We haven't had her in the room for like 4 or 5 months, and it's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? Like I get it, with the whole situation. But if I want to be able to uplift people, and I miss people, and even if it was like can't donate, no one is going to think any lower of her, or if anything, we're going to be excited and jubilated and just being able to talk and trying to uplift someone that maybe isn't in a very good spot. And I just want to be able to get the group together. I talked to Shep earlier today too, and I know he's been working day and night, and he's been working like cyber like a madman as well. So popped up, 2 away, 1 away, top of the fifth, 2-0 Tigers. Let me know what you want to do. What do you want for wrestling photos, cheat photos? What would you guys like there for Cyberpunk? And then Megan, if you want another photo of your dono as well, let me know, and I'll get you as well. And then I'll be doing pictures here for Cyberpunk for the next 2 years. Appreciate you, man. Top of the fifth, 2-0 Tigers. I need to go get my drink out of the freezer. It's just crazy too, because when you're really struggling, you have to penny pinch and like fucking use a coupon or whatever. And I remember I had like $15, and I literally had to try to like calculate, okay, like I can get maybe one monster, I can get a couple Snapples, okay, maybe I get a couple cup of noodles and ramen, maybe a loaf of bread. That's kind of where my life has been. It's sad, but I mean, that's real, and not everything is easy, and again, I know everyone thinks that, like nowadays on social media, it seems like everyone thinks that they can, be a podcaster or be a streamer, but a lot of people don't realize what it takes to be able to do this, and a lot of people are not built for it long term. It's very, very hard to break in unless you have people that are promoting you, or if you're friends with people that are popular and then you get built up that way. But if you're building something from the ground up, which I did, coming from, I know no famous people, I don't have anyone helping me, I don't have any other YouTubers or Twitch streamers, that are my friends, you know what I mean? Like I literally had to build this from zero to where we're at now. And it'd just be really nice to be able to get to 20 and then go past that point and never look back. But again, we want to have the right people. I don't want to have 150 assholes and we get to 20K and then I start losing some of the good people a part of the channel. But I mean, we should have already been past that number quite a while ago. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not like you're going to see me dancing on there, but I mean, I am a little bit of a b-boy, so I definitely could do that. But that's not that's not what I would do. I'm not gonna b-boy it on the TikTok, okay? Even though I can, but obviously doing like something maybe sport related, doing top five, power rankings really fast, in 30 seconds, or top five fantasy players for week one or week, sleepers, stuff that will be useful information, or opinions, for people in the sport world. But I don't know. We need to be able to try to maximize every avenue if possible. So. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I appreciate that very, very much. $5 holla. Yeah, and like I said, I always, I always keep it 100, and I don't think many YouTubers really do. A lot of times they'll lie about how much money they make, or what deals they have, endorsements, or anything to do with the channel. A lot of times I feel people are fugazi and fake. They try to make it look like everything is just peaches and cream. But I try to give the more realistic version where things, can be peaches and cream, but it's not going to be like that all the time, especially if you're not getting promoted. You're not getting helped, by the tube. They're not pushing my shit, like they did in the first couple years when I was doing, reaction videos when we were hitting like 10,000 views, 50,000 views, 100,000 views. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I deserve to be cut off. You know what I mean? I know there's an algorithm and whatnot, but I definitely feel that we have one of the best channels that covers sports and wrestling in the entire world. I mean, I got the biggest channel of sports here in Oregon, but I feel like we're nowhere near our potential. We definitely could get to that 50K number, 100K number, or multiple, 100K numbers. I don't think that's that crazy to think. I know if other people said that, they would be like probably thinking, well, I don't know about that. But I mean, I honestly feel with the people that we have and with all the hard work that I put in and with the people that we have in the room, I just have to think at some point or another, we have to get our time, whether it's a raid, a collab, something, to be able to get pushed, even if it's just for a short period of time. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, man. And I'm always going to hustle and I'm always going to grind and I'm not going to have that bias. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. I have not. Is that the one with Patrick Mahomes? I did see something on there. Was that the Patrick Mahomes one? I think I saw something, but I wasn't sure what it was. And then I was getting into, like, I watched the Dexter New Blood, Mayans MC. Fuck, what else did I watch? I've been watching. The Bear. I love that with Lip from Shameless. That is a really good restaurant show. That shit made me cry almost every fucking episode. Like, I don't know what it is with me being so goddamn emotional. Like I said, like when I was younger, I'd have my moments, once in a while when you have some emotional shit happen. But I think as you get older and you realize really how fucking hard life is, you know what I mean? When you're really trying to do things the right way, try to be a good person. And obviously, everything costs so much money, rent and bills and everything. And it's really hard to live. It's not easy at all. And then especially if you have dreams and goals, not a lot of people do anymore, it seems like. Or if they do, they're afraid to try or afraid to fail, and it just feels good to be able to have the support, of people like you guys, and hopefully we can, get back on track. No, but I definitely, I'm half Japanese and half like European, Czech, and a bunch of European countries. Throw a dart, I'm probably a little Russian, a little Czech, a little European. But I had a group of a bunch of Asian friends that were Korean and Vietnamese and Chinese, and they had their own little b-boy group and whatnot, and they'd be doing the windmills and the handstands. And obviously when I was probably early 18 to 25, I'm not going to be one of those guys on the dance floor that's going to, try to show off and do windmills, when it's not appropriate. I would never do that, you know what I mean? Or even like at a party. But, obviously, if you know how to dance and you know how to be able to dance hip hop, it's fun, you know what I mean? And, we had our moments. We had our moments, but I haven't done it in quite a while. Yes, I do too. So what is it? Cyberpunk? It's got Mahomes and it's got other quarterbacks, or it's not just Mahomes? Yeah, and we appreciate you too. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, because I feel that I don't have to be, like, your favorite football team for people to be able to come here. Like if you actually, listen to what we say here. 3-0 Tigers. Damn it. Like I feel like there's a lot of people, that are very passionate about their teams, but there's a lot of people that are incredibly biased, I feel, and they don't even realize it. You know what I mean? It's like when you listen to the announcers of your favorite baseball team or football team, if it's not, one of the main big guys like Aikman or, Joe Buck, or if it's going to be like, Tony Romo and Jim Nantz, like if it's someone else, right, for like baseball or something, you can listen to like the home announcers or the away announcers, and you can tell who's drinking the haterade. You always can listen to a broadcast and tell who is the broadcast for. Are they for the home team or the away team based on what they say? And yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just being able to create awareness that, not everyone has to be biased, and we can give love and appreciation to other teams and appreciate greatness as a whole. And you can definitely see the sports world in a better way when you can see the league as a whole instead of just seeing one team. You definitely see things better. It makes it easier to be able to interact with other fans, so that way that you're not having one hater talk to another hater, and it ends up turning into a screaming match, and no one's right, and everyone, ends up being frustrated at the end. So that's facts. Oh, I appreciate that. Mahomes, Cousins, and Mariota. Oh, interesting. Why couldn't it just be Mahomes? Like, we can't just do Mahomes? Should have been Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts. Oh, God. Carpenter. Back. Gone. Carpenter's hit 3 home runs in 2 days. 6-0 Tigers? I thought we were going to win this today. Holy shit. Well, thank God for Cyberpunk and all of y'all. Otherwise, this would be, oh my God. Now I got all my Mariner buddies. Damn it. All my Mariner buddies are they're sending me fucking all the Back to the Future memes with like Doc and Marty McFly. Why? Fuck. Oh my God. 6-0. How are we losing to this team? Brutal. All right, let me throw up some Chief photos here for Cyberpunk and Chief will Chief. Let's get some representation on here. And then, Cyber, if you got any wrestlers that you want me to throw up, I can do that as well. But let's get some Chief representation. And that's another thing. I miss putting up Tommy Townsend photos and doing Chief photos for Holly. Like I really miss her, and I know I'm not the only one. And I could give a shit less. Of course, donos matter. I got to be able to survive and live, but if it's one of those things where it's someone that I really care about and I really want them here, and if they can't donate, it doesn't matter. I'd rather have you here on a regular basis or even just once in a while than just not at all, and I think that I think it would be awesome to be able to, have her in the room, and hopefully we end up having her in the room by football season. I hope. 6-0 Tigers. This is excellent. Nothing better than getting your ass kicked against a team that's much shittier than you. But again, even though that the Mariners are a name, we're a 500 team that plays below 500 a lot of times. So, and this isn't often where Kirby gets rocked like this. This is just like one of those rare occasions where he just gets fucking rocked, and unfortunate. That's why we're not making the playoffs this year, more than likely. But who is making the playoffs and who might make the Super Bowl again? The Chiefs. And if anyone has a chance to catch up to Tom Brady, who do you think it's going to be? The Chiefs and Patrick the Clone Mahomes. I mean, they said, you guys can't win it without Tyreek. They won it. You can't win it without Bieniemy. Who's to say they can't? Like I said, as long as you got Andy Reid, Mahomes, and you got Kelsey, and you keep building, adding more pieces, to that offense. You got to think every year, you're going to have the Bengals and the Bills and all these other teams, kind of creeping. But every year, the Chiefs are the new Patriots, where every year, who's going to be the team that you're going to say most likely to go to the Super Bowl? The Chiefs, right? That's just the real deal. That, maybe they don't, and maybe the Bills make it one year if they actually get a running back and a fucking defense, right? But they're idiots, right? The Bengals, what if they get there with Burrow? Very possible that he gets to a second Super Bowl and maybe he wins one, right? But, on the NFC side, the teams aren't as good. They're more well balanced, but they don't have the Hall of Fame quarterback. But the defense has to show up. Otherwise, you'll lose like the Eagles did. You have to get sacks and picks like the Rams with Aaron Donald and with my Tampa Bay Bucks against the Chiefs. If you don't do that, those teams are going to eat you up. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, it won't matter. They will eat you up. And I think right now, the only other guy that's in the NFC that you could argue is a top 5 quarterback, top 10 is Jalen Hurts. As far as, you got Mahomes as one, right? Burrow, Allen, Herbert, and, and obviously Jalen Hurts, I think in most people's books is somewhere between 4, 5, 6, and if you want to put him a little bit higher, obviously he's earned a lot of respect. He's very, very good. And like I said, I kept telling Eagle fans this, early on, and they didn't want to believe me. But again, I feel like evaluating players is one of my best talents, especially when I watch an athlete early on and I can kind of get an idea, if they're going to pan out or not. I'm not going to be right all the time, but I already knew Jalen was going to be the guy. And that was before a lot of Eagle fans were even sold on him. But you got to look at the character of the young man and his father and how he was brought up. And imagine being on Alabama and you're in the championship game, you get fucking benched for Tua. He goes in the game, throws fucking Hail Marys. You win the fucking natty, and then you got benched. That would crush people. Then he goes to Oklahoma, does really, really well. He's had a lot of adversity, but you can tell, like, it feels like at one point or another, they will win a Super Bowl, but it's not the offense's fault. It's the defense's fault. So until, these Georgia players that they draft, actually step up and they actually get better quality players on defense in the secondary, they're not going to. But if they can improve those, yeah, the Eagles will have a great shot to win a Super Bowl in the next 8 years. But the window isn't going to be big for that long. That's facts. You got to, man. It makes you appreciate the league so much more. Fantasy football and just football in general. And like I said, it's the only sport I think where I don't care who's playing, I'm watching. Literally it could be like the Jets and the Lions or, whatever, the Colts and the Titans. It may not be the most ideal, right? You know what I'm saying, at this point, but it's football, and you want to be able to see the GOATs that are out there. Well, of course they are. You already know that. They're terrible. Obviously they're better than some of the other groups, but, obviously Jim Nantz and Romo are the best now, but they don't compare to Madden and Summerall or Keith Jackson that did the Pac-10, back in the day. I like the older grandpa voices, or if you're going to get someone like Romo, who's young, who's got a good voice that can, have ESP and predict plays. I like that as well. But you kind of have seen where the sports world is, and the announcers at this point are not very good. Gus Johnson's great. Jim Nantz is great. Romo's great. But besides those three, let's be honest, a lot of them are either average or below average. And then sports talk is even worse than the announcers. Like, there are so many bad shows and so many bad networks, and they think that their guys are great or their girls are great on the networks. But let's be honest, a lot of the good shows that were great are no longer great anymore. Good Morning Football, not good anymore. It's just not. Can you watch it? Yeah, but it ain't the same without fucking Beautiful K and seeing Nate in there. Nate Burleson and K made the show. Unless you want to listen to Fugazi, Peter Schrager steal my material and try to act like he's some kind of fucking genius, Fugazi fucker, right? And then you got, Kyle Brandt is probably the best part of the show that's left because you get angry runs and he gives you that pop culture knowledge and whatnot. But, I can't even watch that show anymore. It sucks. I really did enjoy that show back in the day. Burrow, Hurts, and Allen. Bottom of the fifth, Eugenio Suarez in the box. Casually, we're only down 6-0. Each tier, Mahomes, tier 1, Cousins, tier 2, Mariota, like maybe towards the middle to end of his career. Because Mariota's getting to a point where he's going to be a backup. You know what I mean? Like, can he start for somebody, that has a rookie waiting in the wings? Yes. Can he be a guy that fills in? Yes. But is Mariota at this point, and I'm a Duck guy through and through, Mariota's not good enough to be a starter anymore. Yeah, you won the Heisman, but just because you win the Heisman doesn't mean shit. Honestly, if you win the Heisman, it's almost like a curse that you don't end up doing very good in the NFL. Because think about how many guys that have won the Heisman in the last 30 years. How many have actually lived up to the Heisman? Derrick Henry? Let's be honest. Go back and look at all the guys that have won the Heisman. There's a lot of names that, they didn't pan out. Ooh, Rick Rude. Good choice. Good choice. I showed you my WCW comic with Rick Rude on it, didn't I? I got some old WCW comics. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be doing a lot of games too. Seahawks are never going to beat the Chiefs. And that's just being real. You know what I mean? The Seahawks, in the regard of how their team is built, and obviously Mahomes is a one of one. But if you're talking about being like the Chiefs and getting to a Super Bowl, yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be anybody's goal, but first we got to crawl before we walk. First, you got to be able to win the NFC West over the Niners. And once you can prove you can do that, then you got to be able to prove that you can win a playoff game, one. And then once you win one playoff game, the next year win two. Then the next year try to get to the NFC Championship game and then the Super Bowl and then, see what happens. But again, you have to have a special squad. And I know you don't like Russell Wilson, and I know, obviously with all the turnout, but that combination of Pete and Russ and Marshawn Lynch, Legion of Boom, Bobby Wagner, you know what it takes to be Super Bowl caliber, and you guys just aren't there yet. And maybe one day you'll get close, but it's all about personnel, and when we look at the personnel of when you guys were great, it took a while to build that. And also you just have to pray you get the right players on the organization at the right time. Chiefs are in their own category. Yeah, don't you love losing 6-0? I know you love it. You love it. I know we got Bryce back off the injury list. I know. I'm just getting caught up with your comments. I like reading everybody. Yeah, and obviously when it's all said and done, I think Mahomes will be a top 5 quarterback of all time. How high he goes up that list is up to him and the coaches and the supporting cast that he has around him. But it's not that crazy to think that when it's all said and done, you're going to have Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana, Patrick Mahomes right there. And then maybe behind Mahomes will be like Marino or Elway. Elway normally is the one that's in that top 5 category because of the Super Bowls and whatnot. But I think Mahomes will be past Elway. And then it's just going to be a matter of, are you going to be Joe Montana level, and then Peyton Manning level, right? And then if you can get there, then maybe you'll be right behind Tom Brady when it's all said and done. And maybe Mahomes will be ranked like number 2, right behind Tom or right there with Tom when it's all said and done. He's the only one that has the potential besides maybe Joe Burrow, I feel. And Joe Burrow has a skill set, but he doesn't have the proper pieces, I feel, completely. And obviously, we know how hard it is to be able to win. And the Bengals are never going to win 4 Super Bowls with Burrow, it doesn't feel like. But with Mahomes, it seems like a very true possibility that, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even more than that. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be done every year. But, there is a possibility of them ripping off a couple in a row or a three-peat. They feel like the modern-day Patriots with no cheating, That's facts. Absolutely. Right. And but look at Carson Wentz. It's like you look at all the guys that have come in 1-2, and just because you're Heisman Jameis, Heisman Mariota, if you're not smart, if you're a dumbass, and you're an idiot and you don't have respect and you're a kid and you're immature like Jameis, that shit was never going to work. If you were going to be a fucking dumb fuck at college at Florida State, and you're going to be doing all this bullshit in the league, I already knew that wasn't going to pan out. You have to have the right organization, the right coaches, the right mentors. And sometimes that still doesn't work. Like when people have kids, sometimes people have shitty kids. You can be the best parent in the world, but sometimes your kid is fucking shitty, and sometimes that's just what happens in the NFL, where you got a guy who just has a lot of potential, can win the big awards, but when they go into the man's game on the NFL, they think they're better than they are, right? And then they end up having that harsh reality where you're not that good, and Mariota, I feel, had that skill set, but his deal was more injuries. You know what I mean? And I feel that he can play in the league, but he's not that same Heisman quarterback from Oregon. That's fact. That's why I knew DeAnthony Thomas and LaMichael James more than likely. They're Oregon legends. I love them, but I knew that they weren't going to pan out in the NFL more than likely. So, no, yeah, well, 6-0. So we'll see. I don't know if any naps are going to help us come back. top three already. Yeah. Well, you got to think you got Tom Brady, right? You got Peyton Manning and Joe Montana. Those are three epic names, but like Mahomes' name fits right in there with Elway and those other guys, right? But it's like, okay, I think that if you're going to put them in a category, you probably go what Brady one, Montana two, Peyton three, right? And then Mahomes four, and then Elway five for now. Or if you want to end up even putting Mahomes over Peyton, okay, but obviously Peyton winning with two different teams and what he did. I mean, the guy went from having a 2 head to an 8 head in a career. I mean, the guy's an alien. But when it's all said and done, it won't surprise me if Mahomes ends up being 2, 3. He'll be right there with Brady, Montana, Peyton Manning, Mahomes, Elway. I mean, that's the order that it's going to go, and we'll see how far Mahomes is get. I'm not sure if Mahomes is going to match the Super Bowl count of Tom, but if anyone could, it's him. That's facts. Apparently, bro. I don't like you guys fucking up my guy, George Kirby, dude. 6-0? Fuck. Nah, yeah, the Montana, if you look at you have to look at stats though. Yeah, there's like a little cheating and stuff normally on the Belichick Kraft side, but one guy that's got 7 rings and another guy that's got 4. Yeah, there's going to be a little, extracurriculars with the Brady. You know what I mean? But regardless if you love Brady or you hate Brady, you can't take away from the fact on how clutch he was for his career. He was a villain, and people were jealous and were haters. But I mean, if one guy wins 7 and another guy wins 4, and a guy goes to 10 Super Bowls and another guy goes to 4 but never loses. Yeah, going to 4 and never losing is fantastic, right? But if you look at the total numbers and how long he played in his career, I'm a Montana guy myself, and I wouldn't even put Montana over Brady. So, but everyone's got their personal likes or dislikes. But that's the reason why I'm not biased. I kind of just look at it from a greatness perspective, not a personal. I like this guy or I don't like him. This guy's a douchebag. I'm going to put him lower because I just don't like him. I just have to keep it real. Yeah, well, we're talking about the guy that was Mr. Audible himself. And the great thing about Peyton, was he ran the play action hard every time in his career. So if you ever saw him run play action, he ran to the running back, Edgerrin James or whoever it was. So you never knew if he was really handing the ball off or not. And I've never seen a quarterback do that in my entire life that was committed to doing the play action the same way, like that, full speed to the running back every time. But that's why Peyton was so good, because you never knew if he was going to keep it in there or pull that ball out of the running back's stomach at the last second and then go to Marvin Harrison for a 70-yard bomb for a touchdown. So let me get some Rick Rude on here and some more cheap stuff. Let me get a Jamal Charles here real quick as well. Appreciate you, Chief with Chief. Cyber. But again, a lot of times, you have to look at the statistics. Stats don't lie. A lot of times, people will, come up with rankings based off personal preferences and their, what they like and what they don't like, and sometimes ignoring the stats. It's like I get it. A lot of times, people won't like, the Patriots or Brady, but that can't take away from the fact that someone went to a fucking Super Bowl 10 times. I mean, the guy was going to the Super Bowl so often. Yeah, they didn't win them all. I get that, but I mean, how many guys could go to 10 Super Bowls and win 7? Mahomes, maybe the only other guy that could do something like that. So, and Joe Montana going to 4, and obviously in his career in the 80s and winning all 4. That's why we put Montana typically above Peyton Manning and John Elway. And that's why Montana sits at 2 when, he was 1 for a while. But then when we saw Peyton and Brady come in and, seeing what they did, and then obviously with Elway and his Super Bowl appearances, obviously, I think what he had 5, 3 losses and 2 wins at the last 2 years of his career. They're 97 and 98 and whatnot. But sometimes you got to look at it from that kind of perspective. 5 innings pitch, 8 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Not a good night for George. Let's get some Rick Rude up here. Top of the 6-0 Tigers. That's great. Nothing like getting your ass kicked, huh? Rick Rude's a Chief fan, huh? Ravishing Rick Rude. Well, it's like that conversation that we had about Steve Largent. You know what I mean? Like you love Steve and you love the Seahawks, right? But the honest truth, right, is you're going to have bias for your guys, your team, your coaches. You know what I mean? That's just who you are because you have so much passion and love. But you don't want that passion and love to overlay and overlap the fact that there may be players or coaches on other teams that are better. I know sometimes it's hard to admit, that maybe some of these other guys are better, but just like that Jerry Rice conversation that we had, Jerry Rice 1, Randy Moss 2, T.O. 3, and then you got guys like probably Justin Jefferson that has a good chance to be in the top 5, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, and Largent is in the top 10, but I think most people would put him probably around 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. But in your book, Largent is 1, right? But if you ask, everyone as a group, and not being biased, you're not going to get very many people, if any, that would say Steve Largent is 1 or 2 or 3. And it's not like we're saying that he's not good, but you have to look at the stats, and every era is different. And then once you start looking at the stats, and if Jerry Rice's stats are doubled what Largent did, then you can't really be like, well, Largent is better than Jerry Rice. Well, he wasn't. He was very, very good, and he was the Jerry Rice before Jerry Rice, but Jerry Rice is a true one of one, kind of like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you're probably not going to see anything like that again. But if you are going to have someone catch up, I do believe it will be Justin Jefferson. And I do think that him and Jamar Chase are very, very close based off skill set. But I do think Justin Jefferson has a chance to pass Randy Moss and T.O. and Megatron and Fitzgerald. And when it's all said and done, regardless if he's on the Vikings with Kirk or someone else, I think that Jay Jetta has a chance to be number 2 overall if he can play for 15 or 20 years and keep up the consistency. And I wouldn't normally say that if I didn't really believe it. I mean, hell, I drafted him, second in the first round, second overall. And a lot of people laughed at me drafting him, but it ended up being a smart decision. So. Yeah, but also too, he was the first guy to win Super Bowls on 2 different teams. So you got to be able to look at the history spot too. He only had really one good team of defense with Bob Sanders, and then they ended up winning the Super Bowl. And you had to go against New England's top 10 D and all the extra cheating and bullshit. So I think with Peyton, if he actually had a better defense, maybe Tom doesn't win as much. Maybe Peyton wins 2 or 3, and instead of Tom winning 7, Tom wins 5. You know what I'm saying? Instead of Tom going to 10 Super Bowls, maybe Tom goes to 8. And he's 5 for 8. And maybe Peyton Manning, instead of winning a couple, maybe Peyton wins 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on the defense a lot of times with these guys too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's not going to be very many people that see the league, I feel, the same way. So. Bottom of the 6-0 Tigers, J.P. Crawford in the box. Ravishing Rick Rude. Good job, JP. Oh, this is a classic one. Appreciate Cyberpunk coming through. Wow, look at that. I mean, you can definitely tell. Look at all the people and how they're dressed. Oh, man, the good old times. Come on, Julio. Oh, baby. Take the snake. Rick Rude. The good old days. Look at the WWF turnbuckles. Fuck. Love it. WrestleMania. You're fired. Let's go, Julio. Come on, J Rod. Julio popped up. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, first baseman, Ty France. Let's go, Ty. Rude awakening. Anybody else you want to see? I got more. I got more Rick Rude. If you got someone else you want, I got you too. Yeah. Well, like I said, I think with Peyton, it's just about like respect. You know what I mean? And what he was able to do, obviously with the football and the audibles and that big ass fucking 8 head that he had. You know what I mean? He changed the game. He gave you someone to root for that wasn't Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, unless you were a Patriot fan or a bandwagon or, a Belichick guy or a Brady guy or whatnot. But it gave you someone that you could actually kind of root for other than Tom. You know what I mean? They had some epic battles, but I guess for me, I typically will go like the guys that I like even though Brady was on my own team on the Bucks, like I like Peyton Manning and Joe Montana more than Tom Brady, even though he brought me a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But I can't take away the fact with all the other bullshit on the side, of what he accomplished. So Brady 1, Montana 2, Peyton Manning at this point probably 3, but Mahomes is getting very close. Mahomes, is right there 4, and then Elway 5. That's probably where I would go with my numbers now. And I definitely think that after we get another Super Bowl with Mahomes, and then he moves up to 3, and then he'll keep moving up the ladder depending on how many more Super Bowls he gets. And then at some point, if he can end up getting 4, he'll pass Montana. And if he gets to 5, then he'll be sitting there right below Tom. And I really think that if he can get to that magic number, 4 or more, so that way it can be him, Montana, and Brady, and then there's really no discussion, because even though we know that Elway and Peyton were great, they only have a couple, and there's a difference between having 2 Super Bowls, right, or having 4 or more, and that is facts. So, all right, let me go get my drink. I said I was going to get my drink a while back, and I was slipping there. I need to check up on Paisley as well. Ravishing Rick Rude. You got it, dude. My guys. All right, let me go grab this real quick and check up on my love bug. Let me check up on her. Chief with the 15er. Thank you so much for the YouTube grind. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I know you did that a while back when I'm an idiot and I didn't check on there. So I'll get you guys some more photos. Thank you, Chief. It means a lot, man. I mean, like I said, anytime you end up rolling, and you're hitting these numbers, and then all of a sudden, you feel like maybe it's not going to end, or it's not going to end for a while, and then things change, in a matter of 2022 to 2023, and getting 100 or 200 or 500 or 1,000 or 1,300, and then you go into a struggle point, and then you hit 0. It is a fucking rude awakening. just like Ravishing Recruit. But like I said, you just try to stay as positive as I can. And I'll tell you what, without Paisley, I don't know if I'd be able to get through the tough days. That is big fact. Same thing with Sarah putting in a lot of commitment and a lot of time. Even when things aren't going well. But we'd have to be able to try to uplift each other and know that there are good things that are going to come to this channel. We just have to be patient. So, Chief, thank you so much. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $15 dono. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you. And there's like so many things I need to pay off and pay back and just live. And it's just going to be really nice. I know it's kind of silly to say, but until you get to a point where you are like a college kid broke and you're eating like ramen or PB&Js, you do get to a point where you're like, oh man, Panda Express or like some Chinese food sounds really good, especially when you just haven't been able to, eat or afford things. And I actually will be able to have a fucking good meal. And I got my buddies Jamie and Joey, and they have their son Augie. And when I was cleaning out my family's garage that hasn't really been touched for like 30 years, I was able to find a lot of my old Hot Wheels and my Dr. Seuss and Sesame Street books, and I was able to pass down some of my dinosaur toys and books to their kid. And that's going to be where I hang out when I'm not hanging out, at the house. They're not too far from me, and they're a really good influence. They're both like comedians. They're so funny. It just feels good to be able to be surrounded around good people. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's like I don't think I've really felt love in any relationship that I've had in like 15 years. I've had one for like 6-7 years and another one for like 8. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's like this is my dream. Yeah, it's very important. You guys are very important. Paisley's very important. And it got to a point where it was kind of crazy too, because I was gonna, I'm leaving, I'm moving out, right? So I was like, okay, well, am I gonna get Paisley on the weekends? Because I'm spending all my time with her every day. And other people want to party. I have goals and dreams, and I'm not about that life. I don't care about partying and doing all that, right? But Paisley gets a little aggressive towards the other two that live here, and I don't know what it is, but it's like she'll be calm with me, and then when she would come home, Paisley would start biting the comforter, and like I don't know if she was pretending it was her face or her arm or what it is, but she'd start getting a little bit more like aggressive towards like toys and things. And then earlier today, she ended up scratching Megan in the face. Like, obviously I always try to make sure her claws are trimmed and she gets washed, and she's due. I've been wanting to do it for the last few days, but I've had no money. And she got scratched. And it seems like a lot of times when Paisley, would get worked up, instead of having patience, like with a child or a pet, she would just close the door and just like lock her out. And then I would have to deal, with this kind of ornery dog. But as soon as she got kicked out, I'd give her a couple kisses, and then the orneriness was gone, and there's no biting, scratching, maybe she'd stick her teeth out at me, you know what I mean? But then I just give her a kiss and she give me a kiss back, and then we're good. But this is the first time today when we talked where I was going to have her for a week. She was going to have her for a week. I was going to have her for a week. She was going to have her for a week. But the crazy thing is that I had a couple friends say, once she realizes when I'm not here, and if they actually have to take care of this dog, walk the dog an hour a day, and if you don't, you're neglecting the dog, and you have to give it love. You have to take care of it like a child. And if you're not willing to do that, then let me take care of the dog full time. And I, was thinking, okay, am I going to have to be able to pay to have this dog be mine? But my other buddies were saying, well, once you leave, she'll probably realize how hard it is to take care of this dog when I'm not here to calm the situation. And today's the first day where she said, well, if she's like this, maybe she'll stay with you. And I was like, full time? So I might actually get Paisley full time. And if that happens, that'll probably make me the happiest person on planet Earth, because, I really do love her. She's like, I don't have any kids of my own. So obviously that's like my child. And, and I know that if she's with me, she's going to be loved properly, not left alone where, people go out and party, or go drink or whatever. And then Paisley's just running around in the house unattended, eating shit, ripping shit up. It's like, you need to be able to be present. You can't just be in love with a puppy and like have this honeymoon phase, like a relationship. And then the dog gets a little bit bigger and maybe gets a little ornery. And then you're just like, nah, I don't want it anymore type of thing. So we'll see where it goes, but there is a chance where maybe I'll get Paisley full time. So that's very, very exciting. Chief with a tour. Yeah, I hope so too, man. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $2 holla. Thank you so much. Let me know what Chief players you want or wrestlers. I got you guys. Thank you. Megan with another tour. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $2 holla. And donos are a thing where when one person does it, or you get a big one, then more people donate. But again, if you don't get your first donation, for like 2 hours in, chances are you're not going to have a good day unless someone like Cyberpunk comes in at the very end and like rescues the stream. So it's always good to be able to have participation, in the chat. And when you see a dono, it leads to another dono. And that's been kind of the problem. We haven't had people show up. We haven't had people donate early. And then especially when a half hour goes by, no donos. An hour goes by, no donos. 2 hours go by, no donos. Like you're almost, you're fucked. And it's heartbreaking. But at least today, it feels really good to try to get back on track. And I appreciate you guys for coming through today and being so supportive. Thank you so much. Every dollar counts. Nice. The Cardinals lost the first game in the doubleheader and won the second game. Congrats. $3 holla. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. And normally, obviously, I'd be calling this game pitch by pitch, throughout the game. But it's nice to be able to talk with a lot of the mods and the goats that are in the room. And we're fucking down 6-0. I'm watching the game as we speak, but there's not really a whole lot going on. I'll commentate on it as we go, but I'd rather throw up photos for you guys and kind of make this into like a Mariner game / freestyle stream. So, no worries. You do more than most people do. So, I got a really good one of Bobby Heenan and Rick Rude, but you got to do the Rick Rude with the pose. It's kind of hilarious though, because I remember, doing the ravishing Rick Rude like in front of the television when I would see him. This move right here, like mom and dad, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing the ravishing Rick Rude. New world order. Yeah, how was Collision? So SmackDown wasn't very good. Rampage, did anybody watch that? Were those just like average shows? And then how was Collision today? Was Collision any good? All right, come on, Gino. I would really like to talk about the game. I was really thinking, oh, this is going to be an intense game. I had no idea Cyberpunk was going to, I knew we talked earlier today and I knew he was going to come in, but I did not know the extent of the love and, generosity. And of course, people have to have, money or have to have a really good job to even consider to do something like that. And a lot of people don't have the funds to do stuff like that. And that's really what makes it so special, for someone that works so goddamn hard, that's willing to be able to believe in me and the dream. And that way I can actually fucking live. It's nice to know that I can eat something, But like I said, I like to be able to be real about this because, I think some people that are thinking about doing a YouTube channel or people that are in it, I don't think they realize they just see people at a high sub count number, 10,000 subs or more, and they think that, oh, they're making so much money and everything is so great. But now it's far from the truth for a lot of people. You can be extremely talented, but still not pushed, by YouTube and the algorithm, and we just need to be able to get more participation. And I'm going to do more, so with, recording 7 days a week, I'm going to try to do stuff in the morning and the afternoon. And hopefully I get Paisley full time. So that way that I'll go for my walks with her early, maybe do a morning show in the morning for football, for like an hour, so that people can we can kind of recap on what happened, over the weekend or on Monday Night Football and whatnot, and then maybe try to do some reaction videos or other videos, shorts or. I don't know if I'll do TikTok. TikTok would probably be the very, very last thing I do. But depending on if I do shorts and I get a good swing on things, and if it leads to subs, I may consider doing that route as well, even though I don't really want to. The community is a little toxic, but I definitely could give my own kind of, 2 cents. I could give it a different type of flavor, not like the typical TikTok video, but I don't know. I just don't really like that platform. Rampage. Yeah, a lot of times it is not very good, or they'll have one good match. And I'm a big AEW fan, but I'm not going to be, biased and be like, oh, it's great, and just try to like push it aside, even though it's not a good show. You have to be honest with yourself sometimes with the product, even if you're a big fan of it, And I know that for some wrestling fans, it's hard to do. You know what I mean? They like WWE fans will never give AEW credit. They always put it down. And then AEW fans always want to talk shit about WWE. It's like, can't we just be wrestling fans and appreciate great wrestling? And then there's a percentage of fans that are like me that are like that. But, there's definitely some bias. Like a lot of my friends are only WWE, and I keep telling them ECW, WCW, AEW, but they just won't fucking do it. I was like, all right, man, if you want to watch mediocre wrestling for the rest of your life and never see what a real hardcore fucking match is like, or see some kind of double team or triple team move you've never seen before, be my guest. But I mean, sometimes the matches on WWE are a little robotic and too simple for me. So the morning show, a cup of Joe with O, trademark. Hey, there you go. Yeah. Oh, I think Collision kind of took over Dark, as like, a little bit more of like a higher elevated Dark and whatnot. But again, Dark and Collision are a niche audience, just like ROH and NJPW. It's like you get WWE and AEW that are going to get the most fans, and then Impact, ROH, NJPW, Collision, Rampage, NXT. Those aren't going to be for everyone because a lot of times those products are not fucking good. I know some people try to act like they're so good. They're not. I mean, hell, sometimes Raw, SmackDown, and fucking Dynamite are garbage. And those are supposed to be the A show. That's supposed to be like, the A show. SmackDown's supposed to be the B show from Raw, right? And then obviously Dynamite's supposed to be the A show. Rampage is like the C show. Collision is like the D show. But, they got to put it in there. But in reality, Dynamite's supposed to be the A. Rampage is supposed to be the B. Collision is supposed to be like the B plus in their heads. But in reality, it's not really that way. So. Oh, there you go. Little Shawn Michaels here. Young Bucks. All right, we got to get some more photos up in here. And hopefully the Mariners can actually get some goddamn runs. That would be nice. All right, I'm going to keep looking to see what else we got. And anyone that wants any other photos, you just let me know. I got you. Oh, I did see a video about something. Yeah. A lot of these wrestlers are getting pregnant and having babies and whatnot, taking time off. No worries. I know anytime you can't, you always come back a few streams later and then you always do. So, remember, like I said, it's a good community and we try to appreciate each other and teach each other things, along the way. A lot of us already have that natural love and passion for our favorite teams, coaches, and players. But then it's also about, communication and being able to go over the stats and being able to banter respectfully, and then also to be able to learn something new from other people, and to be able to see the league as a whole of greatness, and not just our teams and everyone else. Fuck them. You know what I mean? It's not a good. It's not good for the mental health to be that way. Where it's just all about your team only, and then fuck everybody else and everything else. It definitely can get pretty dark if it goes that way, especially if you're all in and then the team ends up being bad. Then you have nothing else to look forward to because you've already, kind of alienated yourself from liking anything else besides your team or your players or your coaches. So, bottom of the seventh, 6-0 Tigers. Wonderful game. I love it. I love it when the Mariners get their ass kicked. It's great. Oh, absolutely not. It's good. Absolutely not. Let me get rid of some of these other photos here. And if there's any other wrestling photos or cheap photos or anything else going on, let me know. I got you guys. Got him with two guys stranded on first and second. End of the seventh inning, 6. How the hell are we getting shut out with George Kirby? God damn. This is not good. Well, this ended up being supposedly, I thought it was going to be an amazing day by George Kirby and a win, but it ended up being a terrible game, but a fantastic stream when we ended up getting an insane amount of donos. We got the mods all in the room together, and I'll take that. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, it just doesn't end up being, your day, for your favorite team. But when you get the right people in the room, and then, we can turn it into a little freestyle stream if need be. So. But it was kind of crazy because I've seen Paisley scratch, and I'm kind of wondering, I think Paisley kind of understands what's like going on, and she's seen me moving, like my toys and like my jerseys and my clothes. So I think she kind of understands that, like, maybe I'm leaving, but I'm not obviously going to, leave her. And when she scratched, Megan's face, it was a pretty big scratch, from like here. Like it went down, like, from the eyebrow all the way down almost towards, like the chin or the mouth. So it was, it wasn't bleeding, or anything like that, but she doesn't do that shit to me. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I don't know if it's trying to punish her, for all the bad things that she's done, or, just, not, I don't know what it is, but I'd never thought that I would hear, the day where, maybe you should have her. You know what I mean? Because I was like, maybe I'll have her on the weekends, or maybe I'll have her for a week. You have her for a week. But again, if she can't control the dog when I'm here or not here, then I don't want her to be neglected or, unfairly spanked or ignored. Or if someone wants to go drink and then they just leave her in the house for like 3-4 hours, that's fucking unacceptable. I'd rather have her with me. So we'll see how it goes. But I think there is a very good possibility that I might have her full time, and that will make me very, very happy. And don't get it twisted; it's a fucking lot of responsibility. She is a very needy dog. She is not easy. There is. She's like a human. You have to talk to her. She understands. You know what I mean? But the love that she provides, I mean, I never never could abandon her ever. She's really been so good to me. And I mean, I was thinking, well, maybe I have to get my own dog, to be able to, keep my mental health up, but I can't do that. It's like, having a child or having something very, very special and close. It's like, I can't get another dog and replace her and then have, a new dog and then have Paisley, a week on, week off. I can't do 2 dogs. That'd be just too much. So I'm going to dedicate my life to her. You think so? That series is coming up next week, right? One away in the top of the 8th. Okay, no problem. Here, let me give you a couple photos as you go, right? As you're leaving here. Let me give you a couple peets right before you go. I always want to make sure I, show that gratitude and that love and appreciation. And I always like to keep it real. And I think that's a big, big thing, because like I said, a lot of times, you think people are being honest, and real. But once you actually talk to someone that is 100% genuine and real, you can start to realize that, sometimes you think something is a certain way, but it really isn't. And I really do appreciate everything that you do. And, I don't have to be, necessarily a 12, for us to be able to get along. I still have the utmost respect for all 32 teams and the fan bases. And again, for me not being biased, I think that's why I'm able to have great communication with anyone. Like I can vibe with a fan of any team, regardless if it's Seahawks or the Jets or anything in between. So love you too. Appreciate you very much. Have a good one. 5:55. Let's get to 6. Detroit City FC lost. Yeah, I mean, this is embarrassing. Sucks because it's Kirby. We don't want him to. But again, we're not a team that can manufacture enough hits and runs on a regular basis. That's why we're not going to the playoffs this year. Because if it comes down to the Astros and the Blue Jays, they're better than us. That's how it is. We got to be able to improve, get rid of some of these guys that were a mistake, get better hitters. Get a better lineup. Pitching staff is good. You know what I mean? But unless we can get Ohtani, but I highly doubt that. My buddy just is in Texas, and him and his son, are doing like different events like pole vaulting. He's getting his kid involved in a lot of stuff. He's very, very young and whatnot. And he just sent me a photo of him like rehabbing with his kid. And then I got a picture of the puppers. Yeah, I mean, hell, if you guys can play like this, it's gonna, you're gonna be kind of like where the Mariners were. We were never this far back from 500, But again, all it takes is to be able to sweep, a series or win 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, and then just see what the rest of the teams in the division do. And all of a sudden, you could be in last, and then after a really good week or 2 weeks, you could be like in third. Like things can change very drastically, especially if you get a sweep or win 3 out of 4. And like, let's say you win 7 out of 8 games, you could go from not necessarily worst to first. Tough play there. They're just getting hits on hits on hits. I don't know if Cyberpunk is still in the room or not, or Chief will Chief. But if you guys got any more Chief players or wrestlers that you would like, if you're still in the room, please let me know. I would love to be able to take care of you guys. Again, now if this game was close, we'd be doing pitch by pitch, play by play. But the game has already fucking been over since when? The game has been over since the 5th inning. When it's in 6, we have 2 hits all game. I mean, it's disgusting. It's a good lineup too. Crawford, Julio, France, Hernandez, Kellenic, Suarez, Raleigh, Ford, Wong. But it shows you it's just not good enough. It's not good enough. We've got nobody batting over 300. Just disgusting. I'm rooting for you. I hope you guys turn it around. And that's not me being sarcastic. It's just me being genuine. I hate when teams do bad and they do bad for a long time. I like to be able to see people have joy, and especially if you're a loyal fan, like I said, we had, Mariner fans, are far and few between. And, we've only had 4 good years out of like 30. So if you're a real Mariner fan, like we're very optimistic and, we're very real about things. That's facts. I hear Paisley barking. I got to go get her. All right, I got her inside. All right. Well, it'd be really cool if we could actually get at least a run for Pride. I'll send a message Cyberpunk here real quick. I mean, like anytime, as long as I have the ability, depending on what social media platform I talk with some people outside of, the YouTube stream, I always want to, I will always do that for the rest of my life, regardless on how big we get, on how much donos we get, you just want to make sure that you can say thank you and you can show appreciation with like, the photos and the thank yous and read the messages, here, but, to be able to shoot them a message after. I know most, streamers don't do that, but again, I'm not like most, so. You want to make sure you have the proper gratitude. Oh, 5.5. 5.5. Okay. Oh, true. Yeah, very, very true. Very true. Yeah, it's such a long season. You have so much, anticipation. But when you look at the lineup, obviously with the Tiger lineup, it's not a complete team, nowhere near. Obviously you got Spencer, Torkelson. That's kind of like your guy that you can build around. But there still needs to be more pieces around him and, improving the pitching staff, mid relievers, closers, starting pitching. But again, with all that being said, you beat our ass twice already, so it's like we could have a better lineup, better pitcher, supposedly. But, Lorenzen really wasn't that good, going into the series, right? And he had 7 Ks. And then, you have George Kirby, which I thought we was going to, get 8 to 10 today. And he only had 4 and he got roughed up. So, but again, the hitting has been the big problem for the Mariners. That's fact. That's more like it, huh, Sarah? That's a lot better than 0 or 5, right? It definitely, makes you feel good and special. And, and it's like I didn't, know that a lot of those other people were going to come through. But, I try to be able to, keep tabs, but it would be great to have like Mr. Williams and Chief Chief and Holly and Shepard and Cyberpunk and everyone, in the building together. And just nice to be able to, even if it's only for a little bit, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, like the overall vibe is just so much better. Go, go, go. Safe at second. It's nice where we can actually have conversations where it's not just you and me. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's been like that. So, but maybe it's like the gods, maybe the sports gods. And, it's like I'm always trying to do, good. And it just hurts when things don't go your way, but again, I'm not going to quit, and I'm very resilient, and my work ethic is, up there with anybody else that does Twitch or YouTube. I don't want to say my work ethic is unmatched because there's a lot of people that work very, very hard like myself, but you can't do anything alone. And it just feels good to be able to have good people supporting, and eventually we will, get where we need to get. So, all right, come on, JP. We're down 6-0, runner at second, bottom of the 8th. Can we get at least a run? Can we get at least one? Can we get at least one run today? Come on, JP. We'll get Cyberpunk a lot more Chief photos, and Chief will get some more when they have more time to come through. I definitely was not anticipating that. I thought, maybe enough just to be able to get something to eat, and just have good vibes, good mojo. Obviously, I got a cell phone bill, that I need to get paid and get taken care of. But it's just nice when you're pleasantly surprised like that. All right, come on, Julio. 0 for 2 with a walk in the fourth. 6-0 Tigers? Come on. Come on, J-Rod. And I know a lot of Mariner fans have already turned this game off, and whatnot, or they're, disgruntled and whatnot. But at this point, you got to be able to look for the little wins, just like in anything in sports. Like how are you going to finish the game? Don't finish with a 0. It's like if we're going to lose, don't lose like that. At least try to get 1 or 2, in these last 2 innings. And I know to some people that they feel, it doesn't matter, but it does. A little bit of a spark and momentum can carry over to the next game, even if it's only just a little bit. But that's the problem. We cannot manufacture 5 runs or more, and we usually get 5 hits or less, And on those days where we get 9 hits and 6 runs, if the pitching is there, we're going to win against 90% of the league. But that's just the fucking problem. We can't get, 5 to 10 hits and 5 runs or more with a good pitching performance with 8 to 10 Ks that often. It's like either the pitching's great and the hitting's not there, or the hitting is great, pitching's not there. Pitching is great, hitting's not there. Or maybe they both are terrible. Like today, pitching was terrible, hitting was terrible. So I'm hoping we can get something. I mean, something is better than nothing. No one wants to see a fucking goose egg, especially when we're playing, baseball or like football, right? It's like when you see your team getting their ass kicked, no one wants to see a fucking 24-0 game. And I know 24-3 is disgusting, but 24-3 is better than 24-0. 24-6 is better than 24-0. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's just 2 cheap field goals at the end, fuck it. Yeah, we got our ass kicked, but at least we got 6, It's all about perspective in life. Julio struck at. What's new? Come on, Ty. Bottom of the 8th, 6-0 Tigers. Runner at second, 2 outs. And we've been absolutely terrible. 3 hits all day. 3. Disgusting. Reflect in the building. What's good, bro? How are you? Felt good. We got a good amount of the mods and people in the room, and we've had some really, really rough days here on the channel with like donos and whatnot, and it just feels good that we ended up hitting a very, very good number today to kind of make up for a lot of those, $0 streams or $5 streams or $20 or less streams and whatnot. So, I can't believe we're getting blown out like this, man, oh man, oh man. I know, unbelievable. I mean, the Mariners can't hit, and we got Bryce Miller tomorrow. So we got NASCAR, we got the New Hampshire race, which I'll start watching early at like 11:30. But I am going to do the Mariner game tomorrow because it'll be Bryce Miller's first start. So I know it's been terrible with the Tigers so far, but I have to have some kind of faith that we're going to get the dub tomorrow. Fuck, at this point, fucking a month off. We were very, very hot going into the break, but when we got out of the break, right, it's like we were right back at the beginning of the year where we can't pitch and we can't fucking hit. Doesn't matter who we're fucking playing. So, yeah, Cyberpunk came in and dropped a 500, so which was amazing. And like I said, we've had some rough streams. We've even had a couple days in a row where it was very, very rough. And it's one thing where if we don't hit the goal, fine. And then you try to hit half of the goal. And then if we can't do that, at least something. No one wants to, prep for an hour, do all this, set up and everything, with the photos and, getting everything all situated, and then grind for 3 or 4 hours and then be at like a 0 or a 5. I mean, I don't think anyone would be happy with that. So it feels good to, have a very good, big established number. And again, Paisley is in the other room. I'm moving on Tuesday. So Tuesday will be my last day here. Monday, I get my Ziply gig installed. Then I get my couch and my lazy boy. My dad's going to help me with that. And then I'll be and I've been spending the last week organizing, getting all the toys and all the old posters, the Bo Jackson, the Ken Griffey Juniors, the Shaquille O'Neal posters out of my room, and getting it set up for the green screen. And the room is very small. It's a much smaller, I think, than my room in the studio that I'm in here. But it is what it is. And stuff like when you go through a breakup and you got to be able to, move. You got to be able to figure things out. And I just want to be able to pay bills, pay my rent, pay bills. I want to be able to buy food and eat. Um, and that's when things are tough, when you're wondering when your next meal is going to come from. So Manning's on the mound tomorrow. Oh, Isaiah Campbell's in the game in the top of the ninth. Come on, Isaiah. Yeah, and I get it. It's kind of and I'm not a stupid person. I get it. I know we're in fucking July right now. There's not a whole lot going on. Not a lot of people like baseball, or basketball or hockey or NASCAR around this time of year. And right now we don't even have basketball or hockey. It's pretty much wrestling, baseball, NASCAR, and it's not going to be for everyone. But once we get into next month, that's where it's going to be hopefully an uptick in everything. Vibe, donos, support, subs, views, and I'll be able to record more because I won't have any restrictions. I don't have to wait till 4 o'clock to be able to start working. I can start working at 7 a.m. So morning show in the morning during football season, maybe for an hour in the morning to kind of review what happened and kind of go over breaking news, maybe some uploads, some top 5, top 10s, sleepers, fantasy football, maybe some reaction videos. So I think by doing all these other things, shorts, that'll help us get to 20K and beyond. And hopefully we can end up getting some more goats that we can add to the channel. Got him. Nice K by Isaiah Campbell. Yeah, but with all that moving, I started to realize like how much shit that I have. It's crazy on some of the stuff that I had to do like Goodwill or throw away. But I did end up going through and finding like a lot of my old Hot Wheels, my old Hot Wheel playset that I talked about. I found it, found some of my old wrestling figures, old Hot Wheels from even the year that I was born, from like 82. Like a lot of the stuff that I have is still in pretty fucking good condition, even if it's out of the package. So that was kind of exciting to be able to go through some of those things that have been stuck in the garage for 30 years that no one's touched, and then to be able to clear the dust off and find some gems. So oh, it's all good, man. You know what? You always donate whenever you can, and you donate heavier than the average person does when you do donate. A lot of times, you get people that'll do like the 1 to 5. Nothing wrong with that. That's so fucking great. Then you get the people that do like the 10 to the 20, and then you get the people that do like the $20 and beyond, and then 20, 30, 40, 50, 100. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just one of those things where, if you have like 7 or 8 heavy hitters and you're hitting all these really big numbers, and then you go from that to like 7, 8 heavy hitters in the stream, and then you have like none or like one, it definitely, you feel it, and like I said, I get it. Not everyone is able to donate at any given time. I totally get it. But it also, we can create a good vibe by just people showing up, not feeling obligated that they have to donate, but they can just come hang out, and it's always good for my mental health when I can, have some of the regulars come through and we can hang out, even if it's for a little bit. So, and it sounds like I might end up getting Paisley even full time. She scratched my ex-girlfriend on the face today, and I don't know what it is about the females in the house. Maybe she knows, that she's trying to teach them a lesson or something, but she doesn't do that like a behavior really towards me. And obviously I'm dad and whatnot, but I thought I was going to have her for a week, and, she would be here for a week and I'd have her for a week. So I'd have her for 2 weeks out of the month. Got him 2 away. But she brought up today that, if Paisley keeps acting this way when I'm gone, and not to calm her down, that I might be able to like have her. And that would be the best case scenario for me. It'll be a lot of responsibility, like having a kid, and giving that kid the proper love. But I don't want to see Paisley, when I'm not taking care of her, not being walked, not being loved properly. And then I get her for 2 weeks and I, make sure that she's getting that energy and that exercise. But if she's not getting exercise for 2 weeks, and then I'm doing everything I can, and depending on what the feeding habits are, she's going to be fat, and unhealthy. So I don't know how it's going to work out, but there is a good chance we might be able to move it from 2 weeks out of the month where Paisley might be mine. So yeah, and like I said, I'm not going to get another dog because I can't be like, oh, a puppy, and then all of a sudden she's like, I don't want this dog anymore, and then all of a sudden like I have two dogs. I can't do the channel full time and do two dogs. It would just be too much, because I have enough love to be able to take care, but it would just be too stressful for me. Plus, two dogs running around while I'm streaming would not work out. I'd have to get up so often and whatnot. So I am really hoping, because like I said, in those dark days that I've had in the last 2 years, and on this days where we've had challenging streams with donos or views or whatever the case is, when things are a little low, she'll give the kneecap a couple nice licks and give me a couple kisses, and we'll watch a TV show together and snuggle, and then the problems kind of fade away. So, and it's never ever been about money for me. I just need to be able to survive. Like I said, that's all it is, just being able to survive. I don't need to live a lavish lifestyle. Hell, I would honestly love to be able to give back, but with just how things have gone in 2023, it seems like I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get caught up to pay back the things that I need to pay back based on what happened, in 2023 so far. But I'm still going to stay optimistic, and I do hope that I end up getting her full time, even though that would be a lot of responsibility. But I know that she will be loved, she'll be exercised regularly, and she will get the proper love and attention that she needs. So and I don't know if it's like the honeymoon phase when you have a pup that's like 5 pounds, and then when the pup gets to pretty much full grown size of 50 to 65 pounds, I mean, it's not going to be as cute to some people, but I honestly love her just as much as I loved her when she was a baby, maybe even more. It's very special. I've never had a feeling like this either towards a human or a pet in my life. And, like I said, I haven't had too much love in my life in 15 years, even though I've had two relationships, one for like 6, 7 years, and this one was like 8, but I've never really felt loved, and I felt more love for my dog in 2 years than I have by any female or, that I've been with in 15. So that shows you what kind of impact Paisley's had on my life. So. Yes. Because I need to be able to walk. It's going to be weird if I'm walking in the neighborhood with a leash with no dog. People are going to think I'm weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be able to have that time with her. I just, her smell and the way she talks, and just, it's just fantastic. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What other photos do you want to see, bro? I'm here for you. I'm doing photos for you and all the peeps. You got any other wrestlers that you want me to pull up, or any other Chief players? Yeah, but I can't wait. I mean, we got Hard Knocks, and we're with the Jets and training camp and preseason. And like I said, it's the best time of year. And like I said, I know the Tampa's going to be terrible, one of the 5 worst teams, but then hopefully we end up getting a good quarterback out of it. But I'm very, very excited. Even though I know the Bucks and the Ducks are going to be terrible this year. Yeah, and it shows you when NFL news has been so boring and like nothing noteworthy. NFL fans will literally take anything. Like this has been probably the slowest off season of May, June, July that I can ever remember. Like, like look on the highlights or the headlines on ESPN. A lot of the headlines are like part of the headline from the day before. There's like nothing there. Like I'm going to ESPN headlines now. What are the headlines? Let's look. And this is when it's not, very good in sports. LeBron goes back to 23 in honor of Russell. Tennessee may vacate 11 wins from 2019-2020. Dolphins Hill vows to top 2K in yards. This is news. This is what we're doing. So obviously, if there was more content for me to do NFL, of course, NFL will always be my number one thing that I love to talk about the most. I feel like with the NFL, college football, and wrestling, I feel I know the most out of anything. But I feel my baseball knowledge, NASCAR, basketball is right up there also. But obviously, I'm the most passionate about that NFL. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Baker couldn't even lead us to the Super Bowl on fucking Madden. Yeah. And again, we picked him to tank. Him, Wolford, Kyle Trask, the trio to tank, And then if we can end up getting Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix Jr., if we can get somebody, obviously I would prefer Caleb or Drake May, but if Michael Penix Jr. ends up being great as a lefty, hell yeah, I would love to have him on Tampa if it works out. But if we get Michael Penix Jr. and it doesn't work out, then it's going to be like that would have set us back a couple years, and then we're going to be, consistently looking. But I really hope that he ends up being better than average. I hope he ends up being a starter in this league because we need more lefties for sure. Yeah, Baker's fucking terrible. He has flashes where he can make plays, but I wouldn't even want Baker as my backup. So that should tell you something there. I think most people wouldn't want him even as a backup. I mean, there's no point. Too much drama with him, Suarez in the box, bottom of the ninth, 6-0 Tigers. Horrible day for the Mariners, but a great day with the people that came in the room and really made a difference today. You got any other wrestlers or anything else that you want to see, Cyber? And how much time do you got, Cyber? Do you got to go pretty soon? Because I can stay online here until the 3-hour mark. So I got the game is still going. It's in the bottom of the ninth. It's almost over. But I mean, I'm willing to stay till the 3-hour mark if people want to hang out for a little bit after the game is over, or if people just want to go. I mean, I'm pretty cool with whatever you guys want to do. Suarez struck at 2 away. What a terrible performance. I'd be so pissed if I went to this game and this is the results that I would have gotten. Spend money to go to the game and this is what we get. You do? Awesome. Awesome, man. And that's something I really, really miss. I think me and Sarah miss the most is just being able to see the mods and the regulars in the room together. It's like a lot of times we get one, and then maybe we get two, and then maybe someone leaves, and maybe we're really lucky and we get three, but then sometimes we get none, and we're just like goats. I get it. Some people are extremely busy, but it's just always good to be able to reconnect, with the people that are very important on this channel. So awesome. So after this is over, which will be over here in momentarily, and then we'll freestyle it, and we can do photos for wrestling or food, whatever we want, football, NFL, and then we'll just kind of play it by ear, and then we'll end the stream at the 3-hour mark or 3-hour and 15 mark, whatever, and then I'll spend the rest of the time with Paisley, and maybe me and her will go for another walk today. So I just love being able to take care of her. It's brings me a lot of joy. The two things that bring me the most joy in my life are you guys, this channel, and Paisley. That's 100%. And it's over. Final score 6-0 Tigers. That was one of the worst games that I've seen all year. The Mariner fans are booing. Fuck, that was terrible. That was absolute 100% just dog shit. I can't believe that happened. All right, hold on here. I gotta try to find my program that I was watching. All right, where do I need to go to? I think I need to go to Hulu. But I've been watching a lot of shows. The Bear, Mayans MC. I just got the Dexter, the First Blood or whatever it's called. I've been wanting to watch that for years. And I finally stayed up almost all night last night. And then early this morning, I woke up with little sleep. And then I completed it. Very, very good. And now the one I'm watching is Never Say Never with Jeff Jenkins. It's on Nat Geo. And he's this bigger brother that travels the world and gets to see very, extravagant places. And he kind of, goes into their culture and everything. I mean, I just started watching it. Hell, I'm already on the fucking 5th episode already. It's like an hour an episode. I love it. I just love, different people, different personalities, different culture. And he's doing the show too, to show that you can be a plus size brother that's a little bit bigger. And he's like, there's nobody that travels the world that you really see like on TV, that looks like him. And he wants to be able to show that, hey, you want to live your best life, regardless of what race you are or how big you are, skinny or big or what, that you can have fun and you can do things. But again, you're only living life until you get out of your comfort zone. And that is so true. And this guy is a fucking inspiration, man. And it's a brand new show in 2023. It just dropped, I think, just recently within the last week or so. So very, very cool. Yes, amazing, amazing. Yes, Miller time. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna do the game. And like I said, I'm gonna be up early and I'm gonna watch the NASCAR race for New Hampshire, which starts at 11:30, and then the Mariner game starts at like 1:30. So I'll be live for the game. And I know it's kind of a weird time. It's Sunday, but there's no late games really. And I want to make sure I'm consistent and I'm working every day and doing that. So hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better. But just you even popping in made my day. So thank you so much, bro. Yes, a fantastic job. Yeah. And well, they pay good money for the seats. But again, when you have a good lineup and a good pitcher, no one expects us to shit the bed like that with 3 hits. I mean, that is disgusting. I mean, I get it. We're not a good team. We're like, 500. But even for a below 500 team, even if you're even worse than the Tigers are, that's unacceptable. 3 hits for a professional baseball team. And it's not like we had Spencer Strider and the Braves on the other end and they got 15 Ks on us, or like Shohei Ohtani. Then I'm like, okay, fuck, we got rocked. The pitcher that they had, Lorenzen, wasn't even that good, and then he got 7 Ks on us, so it is what it is. Well, now the rest of the stream is dedicated to you guys. So let me know what photos you want. And obviously we'll start off with the people that have donated and we'll go from there. We owe Cyberpunk photos probably for the rest of my life. Where do we want to go, Cyber? You let me know. You let me know where you want to go. And like I said, we can do anything. We can do food, Mexican food, breakfast food. We can do wrestlers, past or present. We can do Chiefs. I am so down for anything, I think the only thing that could make this day be like at the very, very top is if we could get Holly in here, even if it was just for a couple minutes, that would really make my heart feel good, because I want to make sure that she understands that she's not alone, even if she does feel kind of alone. A lot of us will go through depression or anxiety or go through like a dark place. But if you isolate yourself, it never gets better, and I feel that we can uplift people here on this channel better than anyone on YouTube. There's a lot of people that have good channels, you know what I mean? But I feel like, when we try to uplift, there isn't like a catch. Like, oh, we're not saying these nice things because we want donos. Like, we want to genuinely, appreciate people and make sure that they're okay, and that's why I've continuously have checked up on her every couple weeks, since the beginning of the year. Like, that's not my responsibility, but, she's not only your guys' friend, but she's my friend too, and I just want to make sure that she knows that she's loved and we care. So food is good. And I'm so happy that you decided to do food. So with this food, where are we starting off first, Cyber? Where are we going? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where are we going? What kind of food are we going through? I mean, hell, looking at these photos would probably have been the best thing that I had to look forward to in the last couple days. I'm telling you, eating top ramen and cereal and bread with peanut butter on it. You got to do what you got to do, yeah, it's definitely been a little rough, but you let me know. So I'll start in this, we'll start off on the standard picture here and we'll go from there. Oh, it went back. It went to too many episodes. What did it do? Don't go ahead. I need to go there. Vietnam. Come on. It tried to skip the episode on me. I was like, all right, there we go. I got to start the episode back from the beginning. Yeah, I needed something a little bit more light after watching the Dexter, when you're seeing all like the, chaos and murder, and when you have like a dark show. I don't like watching too many dark shows in a row. Like I need to watch like a dark show or like an entertaining show, and then I need to be able to watch something a little bit more like uplifting and whatnot. Yeah, baby. That sounds good. Let's do that. And that's why I miss, not only the people, but I really enjoyed the freestyle streams. Like they were one of my favorite things to do. And, like I said, the freestyle streams are only going to be successful if we have the right people in the room. And a lot of it is the mods, and the goats. They really do make such a big difference. Not like some of the other people don't matter. Everyone matters. But obviously, we're very close as a group, as you know. Yeah, but I have been dropping quite a bit of weight too. Like I said, I think I was 250 to 265, during like COVID, and I'm all the way down to like 215, 217, with Paisley. That's a big part of it. And I'm trying to get to 200. That's the ultimate goal. But, I like I said, I've been really trying to cut back on eating a lot of the things that I love.
So this week, from the oceans to the mountains, from big cities to tiny villages, and everything in between, I'm going to dig into the food, soak in the culture, and of course, push myself way beyond my comfort zone. Oh my gosh. I'm starting my journey here in Halong Bay. It's a 600 square mile.
Oh, goddamn. It's so beautiful. That's why I love Nat Geo shows and history and discovery. I love being able to see the mountains, the water, the landscape. Shit touches my soul. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I know at some point, if I ever have enough money, based off this dream, I need to be able to live on water or near water. Like, it's just something about, having water close by. Even if it's like in the backyard with a little stream or whatnot, but even just something water related.
Okay, Jessica is definitely a vibe. Oh my God. And not exactly the traditional guy type, but I'm gonna go with it. I've never seen anything like this on Earth. Like, I really want to experience Vietnam and all this culture, and not just doing stuff like tourism. Yeah, exactly. Off the grid experience. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Off the grid experiences, dude. I love this.
Because I have something very special planned for you in this trip.
Do you know?
You are gonna experience boats.
Cyber. Oh my God. This one won't fit the screen. And I just stumbled upon this one. Look, look at this. Okay, so 20-pound burger is insane. Look at this real quick. What? What am I looking at right here? Look at all the pickles and like what? Fries, onion rings. Oh my God. Look at the bun. My goodness.
I'm freaking out right now because suspension, heights, my weight, like I ain't trying to have nothing.
I've seen a lot of photos, but every once in a while you'll see one that makes you like say, damn, that's fucking one of them right there. My goodness. Then it kind of makes you wonder, is this actually going to be eaten or is this just going to be wasted? There is so much food there. That's like enough food for like a restaurant to have guests for like a day come in and they may not even finish that burger. My goodness.
got a plan to help me with that. And it's happening in one of Halong Bay's most picturesque spots. A hidden grotto inside.
See, I miss this. You know, it's just nice. And sometimes it shows you it's not necessarily how many, but like, you know, the quality, like who. And we've missed you, man. Oh my God, look at that one. A 3-person. Shit, you could probably have a couple more people, and that could be a 5-person burger. 6-person burger. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Jeez. I'll show you a Tokyo $900 gold dusted burger. Luxury hamburger. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see if it'll allow me to pull it up. It's like, goddamn, $900? What the hell is in there? All right, let's make some room for some other photos here. Damn. All right, now I got to see. So Tokyo Restaurant is marking the crowning of a new Japanese emperor next month with a $900 football-size luxury hamburger. The burger, which is dusted in gold flakes. And now I got to read more. What else is in here? Dusted with gold flakes and topped with foie gras, slices of a Japanese, is that like wagyu or whatever, freshly shaved black truffles. Wow. Golden giant burger at the Crown Prince. My God, that's crazy. $900 burger. Needs more bacon, agreed. Yeah, well, you have to take care of your health, right? You got to make sure that you're taking care of you. You know, anytime you push the limit a little bit. How is that going, by the way? How's the medication? Did they get you off that one medication and you're on a different one? How are you doing? Are you doing a little bit better? Yeah. But rich people love to splurge, right? You know, rich people love to splurge that money.
Which is great because I'm pretty sure the actual roar of this boat is starting to laugh at me. Oh, I'm doing it! Yes, you are. I'm doing it! We're going somewhere. The good news, technically I'm rolling, and I'm not so wobbly that the boat is tipping over. I mean, the last thing I want to do is knock Jessica in the water because her dress looks expensive. You're doing it. Yeah. I'm trying. The bad news is that crossing that bridge is probably going to take a lot more balance than this. So I've got my work cut out for me. We are both. Hey. We are both. Hey.
Yeah, but you can do it. You just have to find alternatives, you know? Like we decided to try to cut back on alcohol, right? Or you either quit it altogether or cut back dramatically, you know? And a lot of times you probably can think, well, you know, sometimes it initially will, you know, make you feel buzzed or whatever, but, you know, to be able to drink every day and then not drink and to feel how your body feels, it is a complete 360, you know? You know, like I said, I mean, if I was going down the path that I was when we were in COVID, I don't even know what my weight would be at. You know what I mean? If I just gave up on myself, and you just got to make sure that you're making effort, you know, even if it's a little bit to improve, you know, little things, you know, about the diet and the exercise and whatnot. Because otherwise, you know, if you just give up completely, that's when, you know, the health problems and things are going to, you know, it's not only going to affect the health, but the mentals too. So, but I hope things get better for you and you can find some good alternatives. Because like I said, I think everyone that's a part of the channel for the most part are big foodies. You know, I love Flavortown. So what are you doing as an alternative with no burgers and soda? What can you have and an alternative to that? Is it like acid reflux type stuff? Is that you were having a reaction? I got a giant party cheeseburger. Let's see what this is. Chicken, turkey, water, and juice. What kind of juices can you have? Can you have Snapple, or does that have too much sugar in it? I'm seeing a lot of these burgers, and I think I agree with Cyber. I think most of these burgers need more bacon, or they need more bacon exposed if it's hiding underneath the bun. I need to see the bacon popping out. Apple and grape and 0 Gatorade. So no Gatorade. So apple juice and grape juice. Well, those are still delicious. What about orange juice? You can't have orange, too much acidity, but you can have apple and grape. Well, shit, if I was limited to that and I couldn't have Snapples or Gatorades, I definitely could have grape juice and apple juice every day. Grape juice and apple juice, they hit the spot. This one says, if you're rich, you'll eat a lobster burger. Okay, well, if you're rich, let me see what rich looks like. Sometimes people that have the money, it doesn't necessarily mean that the item that they're going to be buying is maybe worth that, but like the $900 Emperor burger. Wow. Look. I mean, it doesn't even look like a burger. It's like, what am I looking at? Like almost like a bread cake top bun and a bread cake muffin bottom bun. My goodness. To be rich, huh? Nice. Congrats. Everything, matters. The more effort that you put in, the more that you're going to get in return. And sometimes it's hard. Trust me. There's times when Paisley will wake me up, at 6, 7 in the morning. And there's no way that I want to get up and walk for an hour at that point. But I have to think about her as being my child and putting her first and knowing that it's going to get hot. And if I don't do it now, that, she may not, get a walk till later. And, sometimes you got to just push. And a lot of times, once you start doing that and you make it a kind of a regular routine, then it becomes kind of second nature at that point. I mean, the hardest thing to do is to have discipline in yourself. It's literally the hardest thing to do in life. It's very hard to do things that you don't want to do. But once you do them, you definitely feel so much better, at the end result that you actually did it instead of being like, oh, I should have done that. Oh, here we go. I got a good one here. This looks like something that I would have. A giant burger, but it is a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich. Yes, please. Oh, this is good. All right, hold up. I got to make room. I love Thanksgiving leftovers. Yes, please. That looks fucking delicious. You got a little bit of the cranberry on the top for the sweet, and the savory. You got a little mashed potatoes and gravy with the turkey in there. Bun looks good. That looks great. I would eat that. All right, I got to find something that's got like bacon for me and Cyber here. All right, we got about 5 minutes to go. I believe it would be a good time to end the stream, and it just makes me feel really, really happy. After we've had a really rough 2023. We had a really, really rough month. This has definitely been the most challenging month in 2023 this month. And it just feels good to be able to, get the support. And like I said, donos are like wildfire. When other people see donos, then other people don't know. But when you don't see any donos, then it's kind of hard for the dono train to start, unless that first person does it early. Like I was mentioning, like if you do a stream and you don't get your first dono until like an hour or 2 hours in, it's kind of hard to be able to, have a successful stream on that regard at the end of the, day, unless you have goats like Cyber coming in saving the day, which he usually does on a pretty damn regular basis. And we're so thankful for that. That one really wasn't a giant, but
Look how heavy this thing is. So, can I see this? Feel how heavy this is. Wow. This is why I got love my therapist.
Texas eat Texas sweet onion rings, smash burgers, and Latin favorites. I'm not really sure what's in this, but it looks delicious. No lie. It's all kind of collected together here. Oh man, look at this one. Holy cow. This one looks like a heart attack waiting to happen, but it won't let me. I was about to say that one looks insane.
Thank you so much for bringing me up here. I can't believe this. I mean, I didn't think I was going to make it so many times. I had to keep my mantra in my head. Like, just keep going, step by step. Do this for your mom. Do this for
Looks good, man.
Do this for all the fat people out there. And I'm so glad that
Let's go through them one more time real quick. Just kind of, soak it in. The pulled pork and the brisket. Little quad burger with a very unique bun. I mean, everything looks good. Little sesame seeds, a little triple. It definitely needs more bacon on a lot of these burgers, but I mean, they look delicious. This one's got a lot of the cheese and bacon popping out. That one is just, I mean, I've seen photos, but I've never seen that one. This is definitely one that I would have put on last year or the year before, but I don't even know what to think about that. I assume that a lot of those pickles and tomatoes are going to get wasted. Pickle overload, too much pickle. Even though I love pickles, there's too many pickles. There's too much lettuce and too much tomatoes. It's like that is going to get wasted. This Thanksgiving one though, I definitely have, like, if they had a place, it's not like I would be able to eat this like all the time, but it's like you have a craving and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely eat something like that once a month. I just like have a special occasion and boom. But again, the reason I love this stuff is because I only eat it once or twice a year, Easter and Thanksgiving. So I think if you ate it all the time, it wouldn't be as special. So what are we thinking, ladies and gents? Do we want to go for a little bit longer, or do we want to just call it a day? I'll let you guys kind of, at this point it's 9:30, which means it's like 11:30 or 12:30 at this point. Should we just, like I said, I don't want to leave Paisley, hanging too long, but obviously I want to make sure I spend some time with you guys too. Well, how much time do you two have? I mean, how much more time you guys want to do 15 more minutes? Try to get a few more pictures of food and vibing in together and then call it? Because I mean, I don't have to wake up early. I mean, I'm already going to be waking up at 6 or 7 a.m. and I'm probably going to be watching, TV shows and getting caught up. I'm going to be probably up until like 5 a.m. I'm going to be staying up and reading, film study, and watching some new programs and getting caught up on some Netflix and some Hulu and whatnot. All right, so we did the burgers. Where else do we want to go, Cyberpunk and Sarah? Where do we want to go? Let's do 15 minutes more. Let me go check up on Paisley here real quick and let her know we got 15 more minutes. And then we can continue down the burger train, or we can go to chicken burgers or chicken or fried chicken or whatever we want to go to. You guys let me know. But I'm going to delete some of these photos and let's go for another like 15, 20 minutes and then we can call it a day. And that way I can spend some time with Paisley, give her some kisses, and then maybe I'll go for another walk. I don't know. I'm addicted to bettering myself. I'm really addicted to exercising and, really trying to better myself and whatnot. So. All right. I'm going to go check up on Paisley, Cyberpunk, and Sarah. Give me a call. Give me a suggestion, each of you, on what you guys want to see. And then we'll do those photos until the end of the stream for another 15 or 20.
Definitely heard of like pho, but I've never heard of moonshine. But well, it's very famous globally. Yes. Moonshine is the specialty of Hanoi. Ooh. Yes. Jessica's not kidding. Like jambalaya in New Orleans, moonshine is a local specialty that no one can pass on. Even these dudes enjoyed it when they visited in 2016. I'm hungry right now. Definitely. Yeah. Ready? Here we go. Oh my God. Now, this is amazing. Is this it? Yeah. Another very traditional food of Vietnam. It's called bánh giò. Bánh giò? Yes. You have rice outside, and inside is pork and mushroom. And then they steam it inside these banana leaves. Oh, it looks like banana leaves, yeah. A little bit of everything right inside this food. Yay. What do you think? First of all, this is good.
All right, Paisley is good. She's just snug as a bug. It's just weird. Like I said, I think she recognizes all the love that, I provide. And, like I said, she's just so good to me. And, I think every dog or cat has its person. And, I'm honored that she chose me. So, chicken nachos or something. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. God, that sounds incredible right now. I literally haven't had anything like, it's been so tough. Like, I haven't had anything like something like that. Sometimes people take for granted little things like that, what their next meal is going to be. And, having the ability to go eat whatever they want at any given time.
Is that what you just did? Yes, I did. And it's just the skin. It's just the skin. You're gonna have to take it. No, you gotta try it with me. Okay, cheers then. Well, you already tried it. I'll get wrong. Yes? This is a pork rind. This tastes just like straight up like pork rinds. It does. It does. I never thought about like the skin part, and I'm still trying not to think about the skin part. But that's really good, and like you being able to get me out of my comfort zone to try even this. Now I thank you for that. This is what Vietnam is all about: exotic and different.
just like me.
I love that. Jessica is definitely different, but she's also opening up a whole new world for me.
I would love to show you more Hanoi, but we have a train to catch.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The street food experience may have been one of the best experiences I've ever had in Southeast Asia. But it's time to catch our train to Sapa.
We are going on an overnight train. How exciting.
I don't even know if I can go to sleep because I love trains. All right, we're in 5A. Welcome, Family Express train. All right, let's check it out. Yeah, I love it. This reminds me of when I was in my 20s and rode trains all over Europe. But this one seems kind of old school. That's like a very, like, Oriental Express kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, this one's a buffalo chicken nacho. I've never had it, but like I'm always willing to try different types of things. You know what I mean? Like obviously some of the ingredients on this, may not be for everyone, but again, sometimes you got to go to Flavor Town and you got to try different things, and different combinations.
There's only one single room in this train left, and well, it's mine. So
Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh my gosh.
welcome home.
I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you. I've never been on a sleeper train in Southeast Asia, so this is the first time. And right now, this is like a rusty kind of feel. But I'm super pumped up about it because it's just cool. It takes 8 hours for the train to travel 200 miles through the countryside and up into the mountains to Sapa. Known as the town in the clouds, it's the gateway to a remote and towering mountain range called the Conquenese Alps.
Yeah, these nachos are really getting me hungry.
I've seen rice fields in
No lie.
Thailand and Bali, but I've never seen mountains that cascade over each other, and then you see the rice paddy fields at the bottom. But Sapa's a mile high, so I definitely need to get adjusted because I'm already feeling it. But with my bridge crossing just a day away, Jessica says there's no time to let up. In fact, she's taking me even higher into the mountains for one last experience. I don't know what it's going to be, but based on these outfits, it's probably going to be crazy.
Sapa is more than 1 mile high.
Oh yeah, and good nacho or taco salad definitely hits the spot. I 100% agree.
Vietnam has one of the most beautiful mountains in the entire world. And Phan Xipang, yes,
Okay.
is the tallest mountains in Vietnam. And the water from Phan Xipang go down and create this beautiful love waterfall, which we're gonna go today. As you can see, I have a guy here who is going to help us canyoneering.
We're going canyoneering.
Yes.
To me, canyoneering usually means going down. But in this case, we'll be climbing up a steep riverbed lined with slick, jagged rocks.
Damn, that looks good.
I mean, bump this wetsuit. I wish I had
Oh yeah, that one too.
falling could be serious injury. So to be extra cautious, I'm bringing along my safety guy gas. Oh, we're going right into the water, okay. Stay slippery. Look where you're walking, think about it, and think of an out place if you need to fall. This thing is definitely slippery. Oh. That was nothing but a straight hole. And I thought my last endurance test of T-Top Island was bad. This is like doing the same climb, except all the steps are covered with super slick moss. Been really hard to get a grip. Awesome. I've got an altitude already. Yeah, it's dangerous, mate.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the 3 hour and 15 mark. because my stomach is literally just screaming at me right now, and I know Paisley needs me. So we'll go for another like 5 minutes here. So if you have any last minute requests besides nachos or anything, let me know. I can do like taco salad, nacho type stuff, Mexican food, and then that probably will get us to that point. So thank you guys so much for being able to spend some time with me. Appreciate it. And obviously your generosity is unmatched. We know that. I think I can sprinkle in a couple taco photos in here too. I mean, if we're doing Mexican food, I gotta squeeze in at least a couple.
I'm gonna be honest. Right now is one of the toughest challenges I've ever done. Every step that I'm taking is just one slip after the next. I'm having to hold on to the grip. Thank God we have these ropes.
Ooh, giant cinnamon roll. Have you guys been to Cinnabon in the last year or 2 years? I haven't been to Cinnabon in like 5 years. Like, but sometimes I'll go to like Safeway and I'll get like some cinnamon roll type stuff, and you put them in the microwave. You can eat them cold or just whatever. But I think putting them in the microwave for about 30 seconds to a minute, man. Oh my God. Oh my damn, that's a big cinnamon roll. Yeah, I haven't been to Cinnabon in years. Like, I don't even know how many years ago it's been. Maybe 5. Like I it'd be kind of. I mean, I haven't done it, but like grabbing like an Orange Julius or like a Cinnabon. I know that they used to have those like next to each other, so a lot of times people would grab one of each and whatnot. But or depending on the mood that you're in and what you're trying to get. But
indigenous to nearby China, the Hmong people started immigrating to this part of Vietnam in the early.
Cinnamon rolls are just money, and you can eat them cold too, kind of like pad thai or like spaghetti. Like there's just certain things that are really, really good as like a leftover or cold or hot. And I definitely put the cinnamon roll in that because sometimes you just want that sweet, and you can just chew on the roll part more of like a bread. But then other times, if you want it to be like just kind of gooey and more of like an actual treat, then you put that bitch in the microwave, and then we already know what happens there. Man.
Black malt we have black color, and the red malt we have red color.
Is the Hmong like dealing with your clothes?
And we are same language, but we wear different traditional clothes.
Oh,
Yes,
so
and this.
your traditional clothes is black?
Yes.
You know black's my favorite color?
Oh, yours?
Yeah,
Very
it
good.
is. It really is.
Okay,
Some
very
people try
good.
to say it's not a color black.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Gee. Hello.
Xin chào cậu ơi, hello.
Oh, I left them all in there at home.
Yeah, they're all the blind mouse baby. Yes.
Oh.
You have a kid at all? Oh, they say you are very beautiful head. So
Oh, my
that's,
head?
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
natural or will?
It is natural, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called locks.
Okay, love. Okay.
Yeah, locks. I twist it all together. It's really cool.
You said you're so big size I never seen.
You never seen anybody this big. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. I'm a big guy. These kids are adorable. Ready? Ready?
Chị có biết bộ trang có lên làm như một không? Nó hỏi biết bộ gì ạ? They want to see you down in the rice field.
Oh, okay.
Damn, hold up. I got one more before we dip out of here. Hold up. This one was too good.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Look at this one. Damn. It's like a cinnamon roll on top of a cinnamon roll. And then just like the frosting everywhere. Wow. Sign me up for that. I don't think I've ever seen it like that before. Where the hell is that from? My goodness. It looks delicious. All right, man. It has been fucking real. Shout out to Cyberpunk, Sarah, Chief Megan, and all the people that have donated Cyber. Sometimes you leave me speechless, man, and thank you. Like I said, it's been so rough, in 2023, and July has been terrible, and it definitely has brought in kind of a lift, I think, for not only me but for Sarah, and then hopefully we can finish the month strong, and then we're going to be into football season, and then hopefully we can get more people kind of showing up through a regular basis, or a little bit more of a regular basis. But again, I'm not an idiot. I understand how busy people are, and we are in kind of a kind of a dead zone. So I totally get it. Not everyone's going to enjoy, baseball, NASCAR, basketball, hockey compared to the shit that we love, like NFL, college football, and wrestling. So thank you guys so much. I'm speechless. Thank you. Appreciate you. And it definitely helps, when we have something like that happens. So if we don't have 7 or 8 heavy hitters in the room, all the time, but if we can occasionally have some come through and show some love like that, it feels good. So thank you. Sarah, Cyber, and everyone else in the building. I love you guys and appreciate you guys very, very much. I hope maybe tomorrow with Bryce Miller, we're going to be recording around 1:30 Pacific time, since they don't have any games later. And then NASCAR will be on at 11:30, and I'll take Paisley on a walk before that so I can enjoy that. Final score, Tigers 6, Mariners 0. Fucking disgusting. Kirby got the loss, makes him 8-8, which is really shitty, but I think we can bounce back with Bryce Miller, and hopefully we can end up getting the dub. Thank you guys to everyone that donated, commented, shared on Twitter. You guys know who you are. Cyberpunk, you're the fucking MVP. I love you, and I appreciate you more than you know. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.